It's Flight 11 time, baby. No fussing around. Let's just get started.
And here we go. We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be nominal.
RCPA chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, with planet.
Water towers, fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside SPD off. Say again, SPD off. It's orange!
145! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage.
What is it?
Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
The methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Hello and welcome to the Flame Trench, a special Flight 11 edition of the Flame Trench. This is our weekly informal news show where we talk about the events of the week. Of course, the headlining item is that Starship Flight 11 is on Monday as we record this. Hopefully that stays the situation. Seems like it is. Either way, we are NSF. I am Jack Beyer. Welcome to the show. As always, we are joined by our ever-competent cohort of co-hosts, and we're just getting right into it this week because we didn't have one last week, so we've got a lot to cover. Competent co-hosts. EJ, what's up, dude?
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I'm a little bit amped up. We're excited here for Flight 11. How are you, bud? Well, you're not reading an actual book. You're reading an invisible book.
No. This is my book about stealth fighters.
I was just... Oh, dude, that was so good. That was really good. All right, well, we've got EJ on. He is in rare form as usual. We also have Alex on as well. Jay didn't tell me who to go to next, so I'm going to pick Alex. Alex is chilling.
I'm just here.
We're getting the Flame Trench started off right. Are you stoked for Flight 11 and everything we're going to talk about this week? Sawyer Rose and Stalex.
I'm stoked, and I kind of feel blue about the last flight of version 2, I guess.
Wow, well, hopefully we can raise the spirits of your money. I don't know. That was terrible. We've got a lot to talk about this week. Including a bunch of blue news from none other than the actual Sawyer Rosenstein. Sawyer, how you doing, bud?
Good. You should have come to me first. I had Jake on my lap. People would have gone crazy. They would have gone, it's Jake. But anyway, Pusher, next to spaceflight.
Oh, come on.
Really long answer.
Yes. Really
Precisely.
long answer here.
This just turned into the Alex Roast Trench. Oh, no, this is good. Sawyer, welcome to the show. Thank you for starting it off strong. Let's just jump right into it. What's going on with New Glenn, Blue Origin, and Blue Moon?
Well, a lot of stuff, including the most important thing is that we saw the next booster for Flight 2 on its way out to the pad. Finally, we are getting closer to New Glenn Flight 2. The booster rolled out from the exploration park area. We saw it, of course, go past our cameras near the VAB as well, on its way out to pad 36 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. It's getting exciting. So we know that that's going to be rolling out, as we've heard from Dave Limp in the past. The plan is for them to basically do static fire the booster, and then lower it back down, get everything ready, and then do a final launch. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we will see that static fire campaign begin. And then a couple weeks after that, we will see the launch of Escapade. Oh wait, I guess it's just regular pronounced Escapade for NASA. In case you're wondering, that is the mission that will eventually make its way out to Mars. It's a very small payload for a very giant 7-meter payload fairing. But this one, they don't have to worry about the Mars window anymore. I know that's been a big question of, but wait, this is going to Mars. This isn't a Mars window. How can they launch now? It turns out that it actually can, because it's just going into orbit first, and then the spacecraft will continue pushing its way out actually towards Mars. So that's why it's a little bit weird that it seems like we might have it launching at the end of October, which is not really a launch window that we're used to seeing, but this is getting us closer to potentially end of October, beginning of early November to see New Glenn Flight 2. And you know what they say, never tell me the odds, because the odds are it won't launch on time. Also, that's the name of the booster.
Sawyer, were you reading a prompter for that? I know you weren't. You were just going off the top of your head, but you even had like a flashy, newsy finish for the end. Nice work. Good job. That was...
Thank you. Yeah, we'll get to the lunar part in a moment, but I wanted to get to Flight 2 first.
Yeah, and I think these are some excellent photos that Max took. Max actually just got here to Starbase, so he has been very busy. Pro tip. I know I tweeted this. I'm going to say it live on air. Pro tip. All launch providers out there, make sure you take the extra time and bank face, and align all of the engine covers on your vehicles, especially if you know, like, I don't know, it's going to be in a situation where a bunch of photographers and members of the public are going to be able to take photos of it. I'm just saying, if I was a launch provider and I had a very large rocket that had engine covers on it for transport and lift and things like that, I would make sure that they were aligned, because it looks good and makes for great prints like we have on the shop. Anyway, really cool shots.
And also that
Max.
they all stay on well too on the long trip.
Also yes. But yeah, we do have prints of this. They're in the shop. I won't spend a bunch of time on it. But hey, look, it's Max. Max, we're talking about your print. You have 30 seconds. Go.
30 seconds for New Glenn. Hello, everybody. I'm back in Starbase. How's it going?
You're blue.
I am blue.
You're blue.
It's blue
It's
and
a
orange.
That's not
matches.
orange.
His beard is way better than mine is, for sure.
Max, how was shooting at New Glenn's? How big is it?
It's a big rocket, obviously. that goes without saying. But we see it twice a year, maybe at this point, and always very special. And we know we have the hot fire coming up soon. Hopefully that actually happens and it goes well, and then we can see it fly in November.
That was way more.
I know. Okay, here's
Now
Jack.
kiss.
What are we talking about?
We were talking about New Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
So exciting.
And about the odds. Although even though
Not
that's the
telling
name
you.
of the booster. Yeah.
Right.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Speaking of
I wanna hear it.
speaking of not telling, I did not tell the audience that Jay Keegan is producing the stream, and I also didn't tell our lovely audience that they can ask questions and interact with us while we're doing the stream by typing into chat at NSF or at NASASpaceflight and typing your question out. Dear God, am I unmuted? Okay, EJ was looking at me like I was muted. Okay, no, we're good. If you have any questions while we're talking about everything today, type your questions into... Stop it. Why am I looking at you while I talk? That's the worst thing to do. That's the worst thing to do. But yeah, that's where that's where we're at with Blue Glenn, New Origin. And we'll get to some questions here in a second. But Sawyer, what else is going on?
Yeah, so on top of that, one thing that we haven't seen basically from any of the providers is what's going on with the lunar lander side of things, and in particular, the engines. Well, we got some very awesome video of the test that they recently did of the engine for the lunar lander. So we're finally seeing hardware. They did a very long burn, one of the longest burns that they will do for the entirety of the flight, which is about 17 minutes long. And that's the apogee raising maneuver that they will use as they work on getting it towards the moon on its lunar trajectory out there. But yeah, we're finally seeing a BE-7 do a a fire testing, at least in public. So maybe that means that we're getting closer. Plus, we also saw a photo of the cryogenic propellant transfer interface that's been released. It's been so quiet on the lunar lander front that's the piece, by the way. It's been so quiet on the lunar lander front that we're finally seeing the video. We're finally getting pictures like this. It's nice.
It's really exciting, but it's also interesting that all things that we would really love, I'm sure, to see from SpaceX about their HLS lander that we haven't seen really yet. And it's very interesting to see Blue really pushing, like, hey, we're doing engine tests for the lander. Hey, we're doing cryoprop stuff. Like, I hope that once SpaceX can get this next launch under their belt and, pass the version 2 doldrums, we start to get more HLS stuff from them too. Because Blue is absolutely doing a great job with these updates. EJ, I know you've been
engine is wrong.
What?
Hmm?
The flame bucket is on the other side. It's firing the wrong way. Sorry, I was just trying to make a joke. Because we could see the flame bucket and everything. Haven't you seen the video?
I see it
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I've watched
That's
it.
a no.
It was before. No, it's not pointing the right way. The camera now. Ah, dang it.
All right, but EJ, how is this making you feel? How are these updates making you feel? I'm just gonna steamroll Alex.
There.
Oh yeah, it's in the wrong spot there. Look at that.
Why me?
It looks like a slide. I want to go down the slide, just not
Yeah.
with the engine firing.
I'll do it with the engine firing. I like to party. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you're from Boston. It explains it.
Is this making you excited though for
Yeah.
some moon action?
Yeah, dude, it's this is great. I'm happy that Blue is finally showing off their, starting to show us some stuff. Like I was getting a little skeptical, we'll say. And forgive me, like I don't mean to go harping on Blue or anything. Like I was getting skeptical because I don't know, maybe, and I know it's a different company. Like I'm still kind of messed up from the whole Dream Chaser thing. Like, when companies are like, yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then they don't show anything for a long time. But then, all of a sudden we got hardware now. So that's good. We have, cryofluid transfer interfaces, B7, which is a pretty good motor. It's actually, while you guys were talking, I went and looked it up. The B7 makes about the same amount of thrust as the Apollo Lunar Module Descent Engine, or LMDE for short. It's very interesting. It's right on par with it, which is actually cool. But the B7 is using hydrogen and oxygen for its propellants. The LMDE was N2O4 and Aerosine 50, which is hypergolic. So it's basically right in line with a Lunar Module Descent Engine, just with hydrogen, which is pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. We're starting to see the hardware. I mean, talking the spaceflight industry is cheap. Anybody can say they're going to do this. Anybody can say, like, oh, we don't like these people's engines. We're going to make our own. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
right.
EJ, did you know here? JackSat is making a fully reusable inflatable HAB that also is single stage to orbit, and it can be used for in situ resource utilization on asteroids and planetary battery. I blew it at the end.
Battery.
Investors? Possibly you.
I'm asking for a 10% stake for $800 billion. Thank you, sharks. All right.
And yes, I think the project is called AMH. I'm a hat.
Really, Sawyer. Really.
Money.
Hey, I could have said Kilt. I could have said it could be called Kilt 1, but I'm not going to.
KiltSat 5.
KiltSat,
Make it
yes.
I was gonna say, can we make it like AmHat? My hat.
As long as
AmHat.
you backronym that into like a very long and descriptive. We are so already off the rails. I'm gonna thank some
When are
people.
we ever
It's the
on
flame
them?
trench. There's no rails on a flame
Yeah.
trench.
Don't yell at me for hosting the show.
I'm yelling at you.
I'm trying to get away from all my hat.
his
my
hosting.
show.
His
the
hosting.
show.
Yeah.
I would also like to add that the B7 engine is way more efficient because hydrogen versus N2O4 and Aerosine 50. It's right in line with the LMDE. But the LMDE, for the nerds, the specific impulse of that in the vacuum is 311 seconds, and the B7 is 460. So it is a pretty big order of magnitude, way more efficient. And that thing can burn for 17 minutes on any rocket engine is quite good. That's really impressive. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
need to belabor the
question.
point, but like, hello, SpaceX, moon engine update. Surely that's happening at McGregor, but like, post the vids.
Come on, do something.
Come on, do something.
But in terms of that, by the way, EJ, and this is, I was wondering, so I figured probably you're a good person to ask about this.
Hello?
Hello. Obviously, hypergalls are definitely more tried and tested and tend to do well for longer durations over time and are kind of shelf stable, so to speak.
Yes, that's right.
Hydrogen tends to leak a lot, as we've seen here on Earth. And of course, you're talking about such drastic temperature changes in space. Is there really that much of a benefit do the benefits outweigh the risk of using cryogenics versus hypergalls in that case?
Well, I mean, Sawyer, it really. I mean, if we're all right, you invited some systems engineering fun in here. This is my favorite. Well, I mean, it really depends, right? It depends on what we're doing. So what's our stakeholder expectation here for our lander? Are we building something that's going to work, or are we building something that's going to be able to be reusable? Is it a one-time use lander? I mean, you got to consider the circumstances, right? I mean, I would contend to say that if NASA wants to get back to the moon sooner rather than later because of like certain other geopolitical entities, it might behoove them to use hypergulls, right? But if Blue or SpaceX get fluid transfer stuff down, cryogenic fluid transfer stuff down, and boil-off mitigation techniques, then, I mean, it might take a little bit longer. It's not as expedient because there's certain technologies that need to be proven out because the penalties for hydrogen. But if they can prove out that technology, that could potentially be you could. It's not like one and done. You're starting to get into like reusing your landers, right? I mean, Starship with HLS or Blue Moon with the Mark 1 lander, like you can reuse it, and that's better suited for in situ resource utilization, right? You're not making N204 and Aerozine 50 on the moon. That's not happening. I don't think that has the resources available there to do something like that. I mean, I could be wrong. If there's any chemist out there, please correct me if I'm wrong. But on the simultaneously, we do know that the moon has water. It has water. It has, in what's water? Hydrogen and oxygen. Boom, there you go. That's fuel for your lander. So I would say longer term, Sawyer, it's probably better to go with something like BE7. Shorter term, probably better to use hypergulls. But hypergulls is kind of a dead end if you want to sustainably go and explore. Like unless you're going to have a rocket that lugs like a gigantic tank full of like Aerozine 50 or monomethyl hydrazine or NTO or N204 UDMH or something like up there. Yeah, it's better to probably get the resources up there that are up there already. It'd probably be better. I don't know. I mean, I'd say in the circumstances that we're working with, I'll take the chances with the B7, but you got to figure out boil off. That's really important.
Didn't Blue just do a big thing about their zero boil off?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have the sunshades. Yep.
Hopefully it works, because hydrogen tricky, I think, is a underlining thought there.
Hydrogen leaky, yeah.
Yes. Let's thank some people and do some questions, because I do see questions coming in about Blorgen. First off, Mr. Gamer, they say we need a cheesecake and strawberry Lunchable. That sounds cursed.
Ew.
Also, if you watch the pre-show, you know why. Also, the pre-show exists for members. Speaking of members, Telstar86 just gifted a Red Team membership, so thank you for that. Evelyn gifted a Red Team membership as well. Space Pope with $100 super.
Hey!
Space Pope.
Jankies lose. I mean, Space Pope.
Hey! You had to throw it in on the air, huh?
Space Popes. I'm not even gonna stir that hornet's nest with a 10-foot bat. Space Pope says, "Bless this trench, making up for lost trenches." Thank you, Space Pope, because we didn't have a trench last week because the NSF EU meetup. So yeah, a lot to cover this week, which is in Lundy, yes, which is why I am hustling things along here. Wahaha Alpha Tango Scary, that's Matt's. I love everyone Halloweening their names like the Simpsons credits in the Halloween episode. I love it. Do that. I co-sign this. Matt's gifted 10 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, Matt's. And if you got a gifted membership, as always, make sure you thank the person who gifted it to you. And if you're watching this even after the fact and you're like, I want a membership, but I don't want to pay for it, be active in chat on live streams. Watch the live streams. That's how you get gifted one. Hey, please stop talking in the background while we're live. Thank you. Telstar86, thank you for the support. They say EJ being transparent about what he reads. That's awesome. Good job. Sawyer level pun.
It's pretty good, dude.
Amy Harrell, thank you for the support. They say a bit of something before I get my retirement check. Donuts. Thank you. EJ, have you read the actual, the paper the Russian guy did on measuring radar cross-section that led to Lockheed being like, hey, wait, we could just measure the radar cross-section on our models and make a crazy low-poly plane, and the F-117 happened?
Yeah, хорошо.
Yeah, it turns out a Russian scientist wrote the paper on measuring radar cross-section. Russia never did anything with it. Some other guy, engineer or whatever, I'm butchering the story, at Lockheed found it and came up with the F-117. It's a long, anyways, stealth is cool. Venom21420, becoming a red team member. Thank you. Josh Zero, gifting, or with a $5 super. They say we need Jack in a kilt. I thought I shouldn't have brought that up again, but I did, and here we are.
Kilt set.
Old177 Pilot with a $25 tip, saying, glad to have the trench back. Thank you so much, Old Pilot. You did the extra thing of going to tips.nasaspaceflight.com, which really does make a difference because it doesn't go through any middle person or company. It doesn't go through Apple or Google or both in some cases. It comes straight to us. I mean, any amount of support from any way you do it, whether it's a print or a super chat or just hitting the like button, doesn't have to be monetary, really matters. But tips.nasaspaceflight.com comes straight to us, and it takes extra effort, so thank you, Old Pilot. All right, that's thanking everybody. Let's keep rolling with some new Glenn and Blue Origin questions.
Hey, it sounds like you practiced that at the members' meetup in London or something.
In fact, I didn't. I'm just in a really good mood and feeling really good and firing on all cylinders. So
because you said the same thing during the meetup, that's why.
Yeah, I did. It's like I do this a lot
It's
or something.
already coded here.
Hey, did you guys know that we're...
That was really loud.
Somebody
Brand
take
new
this.
from Dave Limp. We just got a new tweet that came in. Take a look at this. With New Glenn's arrival at our integration facility, I can't see the rest of the tweet because now it's full screen.
We're the best. We're the best at our jobs.
So that's inside of the Launch Complex 36 horizontal integration facility, guys, which is where we saw those pictures of where them moving the first stage that Max took. They were moving into this building. This is the building where they'll roll their transporter erector in and attach an upper stage and a payload fairing, and hopefully Escapade is in that payload fairing, and then get ready for launch operations. Still a ways out, obviously. There, if you look at the footage, there's, wait, is the second stage back there? Oh,
yeah, it is. It says with New Glenn's. Here's the rest of it, by the way. With New Glenn's first stage New Glenn's arrival at our integration facility, we're starting the first and second stage mate. Here is a quick view. Yeah, now thanks, Jay. Now we show it as I have it pulled up on the other monitor.
There are in fact 2 second stages in that view.
Oh,
I know there's 2 second stages in there, Alex. There's
hey,
GS2 and 3. Where's the second one? Is it back?
The second one is on the back of the first one. They're
I see it over there.
Stage 1 and stage 2, and then behind stage 2, there's another stage 2.
Yeah.
So this is
for flight 3.
So this is the integration lane, and they're kind of, it's a subtle flex because they already have the third flight second stage ready to go.
well, didn't they just do a static fire on that recently out at the pad anyway for GS2 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. You
One
love to
was
see
in
it.
April, the other was in August.
So they really need to start landing first stages and getting this rocket operational. I'm super excited for it to come online. And in terms of questions, I know y'all out there are as well. In fact, we have multiple questions about what's going to happen with the booster on this flight. Stephen Lewis is asking, will New Glenn relight this time? Do we think it'll relight this time? Let's go around the horn. EJ, go.
Yeah, they'll get it this time. Flight 1 didn't land. I mean, it landed, but it was probably in multiple pieces. They had some problems.
Not a landing you can walk away from, which, as pilots say, is not a good one.
Yeah, exactly. They had problems with propellant management and engine bleed systems during the EDL for that first stage. The second one, I mean, guys, we know from SpaceX, the second one's probably going to make it. Flight data is the best data, and that's what. And I was thinking about this the other day. Where
is that? Sorry, is that an injector or is that a plug?
No,
it's a plug.
Max, Max cooked. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so that was the joke I made earlier, by the way, about having all of the covers stay on. In case you didn't know, one of them kind of came off.
2.
Is anybody else really bothered that the center engine cover is a smaller logo than the other 6?
Look, they at least lined them up. That is asking so much already. The fact that they're lined up, can we just I saw that they were lined up, and I tweeted it, and I was like, "Yay, they're lined up!" And then Jay Keegan, the producer of this show, was like the first response, like, "But why is the center one smaller?" And like, dude, can we just be happy for a moment that they're aligned?
You
Please,
nailed it. You
Don't
nailed it.
buzzer. Don't buzzer it. Like really, like
can't
let's be happy
unsee
they're
it.
aligned. Let's not be worried that the fonts are.
No, I don't want to see it.
But yeah, it
So-
bothers me. Good eye.
Yeah, hey, Jack, I think they will. I think they'll land it. I was saying on my Twitch stream. I stream on Twitch, guys. Sorry, I'm not trying to shameless plug. It's just anecdotal for the story. It's anecdotal for the story. I'm just telling you. Relax. Jeez.
Also,
For
you
the plot.
can bootleg the pre-show on EJ's Twitch for free.
No, the post show, not the pre-show.
One of the shows. Shut up. Keep talking, EJ.
Blue has a lot of experience landing boosters. New Shepard is launching to the tune of pretty much once a month this entire year. It's pretty good, man. They got plenty of experience there. But what's the difference between New Glenn and New Shepard, apart from New Glenn being, 7 engines and a lot bigger and different propellants? Where it comes from, where we're coming down. That's kind of an unknown in that regard for them. I think that their flight data will definitely. The flight data from Flight 1 will definitely show that they got that part figured out. And I firmly think that if they can get it through their exoatmospheric retropropulsion burn, supersonic retropropulsion, if they can get past that point, if they can get that thing near Jacqueline, they'll land it. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully
Nice.
Hopefully that ages well.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I for the record, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Alex, what do you think? Good duder.
I think there's a good chance, but as they say, never tell me the odds.
Again.
Uh,
Again.
Yeah.
I'm being
I
outpunched.
can escape this question by saying that.
All right, well,
Isn't
I'm going to
that-
do an exoatmospheric
amazing?
burn to get away from your answer. Sawyer, what do you think?
Also, that was a very weak pull on the escape escapade thing. But anyway, I mean, I think we're definitely going to see that burn. We haven't seen anything for the actual landing part itself. I think it will definitely get through the burn. Once it gets to the drone ship, that's where it's going to be interesting. If it decides to go ahead and actually do the landing on LPV-1/Jacqueline, again, they fine-tuned it for landing on land, but we're talking something that's slightly moving, slightly bobbing. And if we're being honest, if you've seen, while it is a different vehicle, if you've seen those New Shepard landings, it tends to be way off the center line and then kind of come back in and then have to readjust itself a few times before it touches down. And we've seen quite a few of them where it has landed on the far edge of the landing zone as opposed to right on the feather in the middle. So that's where I think it's going to be interesting.
A good landing is one you can walk away from. I know I just said that, but
Yeah,
really,
but if you're off center and you're in the
It's a boat.
desert, that's fine. If you're off center and you're in the water, you're in the water.
my thinking is that New Shepard does such a very different landing burn style than Falcon 9. Dare I say there's much more hovering. I wonder how much of its landing is applicable. Here, you can see it there, or whichever direction. I wonder how much of that data is applicable to New Glenn and how much of a New Shepard-like landing New Glenn will have, or if it'll be more like Falcon 9, where it's a hover slam versus a hover scoot center softly land, like New Shepard seems to do. Yeah.
Look how off center that is.
It's fine.
And that, coincidentally, was the same day of the booster roll. Like, they were very busy this Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Blue is like really hitting a stride. I mean, not only with multiple things happening in one day, but like EJ said, they've been launching New Shep. It's gotten to the point where I will get a notification from NASASpaceflight, which is a great app that we run that you should also have. I'll get a NASASpaceflight notification that's like 10 minutes to New Shepard, and I'll be like, what? Again? because they're firing them off with such consistency. So you love to see it.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I will say this. I kind of just bringing it up because I want to bring it up. I firmly believe that Blue entirely intended to land that first Glenn flight. I really think they wanted to land that thing. It's very clear, Alex pointed out that there was 2 stages in the HIF there. I can't prove it. This is just EJ's wild speculation, but I'm pretty sure that second stage was supposed to be for the reused first stage from the first flight. Because, I mean, guys, you just, do some quick math. We've seen 3 New Glenn upper stages and 2 New Glenn first stages. All I'm saying is that I'm pretty sure. So you're saying there's a chance they entirely expected that thing to come back down,
Right?
and
It's in the name. There was a chance.
There wasn't though.
I mean,
sorry.
The chances went the other way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're not. Hey,
there was a chance, though.
The odds were not in their favor, which is, But yeah, I hope that they got everything figured out, because that. I mean, you guys remember Flight 1? That thing was really, really slow off the pad. I hope they've gotten
really slow.
Whatever that was. I mean, I theorized at the time that they were using a configuration for the BE-4s that were from Vulcan, because that's flight data already. But who knows? I mean, if that, I hope they fixed that problem, because if the engines were running to, like not using like a engine tune, I know it's a little bit more complicated than this, from like Vulcan, and those engines were going full blast, that booster needs to go on Glenny Craig or something, because it is way too big.
I wish I had a big bell. I could just be like ding 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 ding, like, or hit a gong or something. That was fantastic, EJ.
Also, by the way,
I can't take credit for that.
Thank you, Jay.
I can't take
I gotta
credit
say,
for it.
It wasn't that slow. I watched the replay that Blue Origin posted themselves.
Stop.
It looked just normal
Oh
speed.
my god.
Stop. We've already talked about it on the show so many times.
And I
but
will
you're
bring
right.
it up every single time.
Yeah, I do wonder if we're going to see Flight 2 take off way faster, and we'll see what happens there. In the interest of keeping things moving, I'm going to ask us one more question here, and then we're going to keep on rolling. The question is from AJ Stewart: what do you think will happen first, New Glenn landing or first Block 3 launch? It sounds like a lot of us are thinking New Glenn landing is going to happen first, because first Block 3 launch ain't happening until next year. Am I right, Alex? I'll let you go first on this one.
There's a good chance that the New Glenn landing will be first. The Block 3 launch, I think it's gonna be like, hopefully,
March.
if it goes well, early spring, which will be March, yes, or at least April.
Sorry, something in my throat.
But yeah, I think if they land, how to say this, if they don't land it on this next launch though, then they are quite in a pickle, because they seem to take quite a long time to build a new first stage. And EJ was talking about it, that the rate of production of second stages, that's not the same as the one for the first stage, and there was likely some kind of plan already ahead of reusing boosters. And so my thinking is that if they don't land the booster on this flight, then definitely Block 3. I don't see a New Glenn launch until like maybe beginning of the summer of next year. It's probably going to take a while if they don't land the booster, which it's sort of like, this landing is high stakes in order for them to continue with a really good cadence. And also that third launch is supposed to be now apparently the launch of their Blue Moon Mark 1 lander, apparently. So if they want to launch that thing as soon as possible, they really need that booster to land.
Yeah, definitely. Sawyer, I'll go to you next, and then we'll round out the question with EJ. What do you think, man? I mean, you're on the ground there in Florida. You have your finger on the pulse of the space industry.
I mean,
what happens first?
I personally think the landing is going to happen first. It's one of those where I really think they have a shot at nailing the landing this time. And they've done so much work since then. And I would hope at this point now, 9-10 months since the first flight, that they will have taken that time to be able to work out on all the software issues, work out any hardware issues that actually nailed the landing this time. The other thing to go along with what Alex was saying, to the point of it kind of has to work, is the fact that part of their launch license is that it will launch successfully and that the booster will land successfully. It's not like, oh, it's a secondary objective, it's fine. As we saw with the first flight, because the actual orbital insertion was pretty darn perfect, but because the booster didn't land, that triggered a mishap investigation. So if they were to not land on the drone ship again, then that is another mishap investigation, and that delays things a very long time. So I think, like Alex said, I think they're going to land it on this one, but if they don't, then 100% Block 3 wins.
Nice. EJ, coming to you, buddy, to round it out.
Yeah. I don't mean to agree, but I think Sawyer's pretty much spot on, dude. Like,
you're allowed to agree. I know we try to keep things lively and disagree sometimes on purpose, but you're allowed to agree. It's allowed.
Yeah, they better land this next one.
But is it a landing or a catch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The ship is catching it in the... Oh, no.
We're going to get to that debate. I want to debate you on that, Alex. We did on the countdown to launch, and I have so much more I want to say because we were at the end of the show last time. We will get to that when we get to Starship.
Turns out tribalisms are all fun and games until until you didn't make one. Good stuff. That is going to wrap it up for questions in on that topic. Let's move on to our next topic, which is going to be led by EJ, Rocket Lab, and Stoke getting the money. Getting that monies.
Look at you with all your professional. We're gonna hand it off to EJ, who has the Rocket Lab.
Dude, I have had so much caffeine today. The finger thing means the money. It means the taxes. It means the tax. Okay, yeah. Simpsons reference acknowledged. Let's EJ. What's going on with Rocky Lab and Stokey? I'm so sorry. I regret my decisions.
You okay?
Hey, server, mute him, please.
Okay. So there were some pretty big moves in the commercial space industry this week. The first one is that Rocket Lab announced a new launch contract for 15 launches with Synspective to launch synthetic aperture radar satellites on Electron. That's a pretty big move. So the first 10 launches are strict satellites by Synspectives, and then there is a couple more after that. But these are these synthetic aperture radar satellites are basically Earth observation satellites. They're not spy satellites, but it's pretty much the same idea, but for the commercial market. But there are applications there for that. But either way, I mean, Electron is like, since basically, I mean, when did the first Electron launch go? Like 2018, I think it was. 73 launches in. And here's 15 more. That's a significant chunk of business for the Electron rocket itself. That's great. And, you know, Rocket Lab making moves. Pretty good stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, and just last year, Max and I were in New Zealand, invited by Rocket Lab. Thanks again to them for that, for their 50th launch. And we're at 73 now. I mean, when you look at just sheer cadence, it's basically SpaceX, Rocket Lab, and nobody else. It's remarkable how much they're launching. I guess New Sheppy also, but that's not orbital. So,
So a little bit of clarification: it wasn't 15 with Synspective. Okay, so it was 10 with Synspective, and then there was 3 missions with IQPS, who also does synthetic aperture radar observation satellites, and then 2 actually with JAXA. Excuse me, I was trying to pick out where the other 5 were. I couldn't find it, but Rocket Lab's found them, and we have 2. That's a huge move. 15, a block buy. We're selling out 15 launches for any commercial provider. That's big.
Yep.
And, you know, like, it caused Rocket Lab stock to go bing, probably as high as the rockets at this point. No, it's quite up there, which is really good. That's
What's really interesting to me is something like that, like a contract like this, can potentially manifest in like capital expenditure to other like. They can use this money for Neutron. I'm excited. They can use this money for Neutron.
Yeah, I mean, surely Electron has paid for itself, paid for its development. They're probably gaining. This is probably profit from these missions. Yeah, and that could be used to, you know, increase the equity of the company or the market cap. Like, I mean, basically, like you said, Jack, like you put it into Neutron, which that's coming sooner rather than later, which is amazing. Actually, there's this one more bit of tidbit of information that I'm looking in here. The relevance of this contract, the last contract, is that the 3 payloads were supposed to fly on Japan's Epsilon rocket. Ooh, yeah, Epsilon didn't go to space 2 times in a row. Yeah, it wasn't ideal. That is
You could say it was Epsiloff.
yeah, it was Epsilinted. Epsilon.
I was gonna do that one first, but as I started talking, I thought about Epsiloff because Epsilon. So I diverted to a different joke.
I'm gonna
Anyways,
heliopause you here, John.
Oh my god! Wow. You know what? I think I'm gonna be the one who I'm gonna play the straight man to all your jokes here. I'm just gonna let you guys make the puns today.
you better be careful with your puns because if it's too bad, you're gonna get the Kuiper belt. Yeah, I deserve that.
And this, folks, is why I'm the one that usually makes the puns. I'm gonna let
It's
you
so
guys have
true.
your fun, and by the end, I have a feeling chat will be begging me for my puns back. Continue.
I believe you're right.
So
Austin Skirvin. Oh, no! I'm an idiot. Keep talking.
yeah, no, Austin, thank you, Jack. I'll you cheated off to me. I'll hit it out of the park. It's fine, unlike the Yankees.
You son of a gun! Hey,
so
how'd the Red Sox do in the playoffs? Oh wait, they didn't make it.
Ding ding.
Can we have the bell thingy?
It doesn't matter. That seeing the Blues was the best hate watch I've ever experienced. It was great, man.
I don't know anything about baseball, but I'm so here for this for about 90 seconds. Go.
Okay, all right.
I am judging you right now.
All right.
See, there, a pun for everyone. Continue.
I got him to punch
Sports
it.
pun.
Sports pun. Anyway,
Plus.
so Rocket Lab's making some awesome moves there. That's really cool to see Electron profitable. And I will say, like that, like I said, Electron's up above 70 launches at this point. That is great for any rocket. I mean, obviously everything gets overshadowed by Falcon 9, right? Like it's like, oh, it hasn't launched like 400 times like Falcon has, but 73 launches of any launch vehicle historically is fantastic. That's really, really good. That's a lot of launching. Rocket Lab is doing work. What's up, Alex?
Can I add two fun facts about this whole thing? The first one is
I want to have fun.
they're about to launch for one of these people, like of the 15 missions that they have got extra, like they are about to launch one of the satellites, not from this batch of satellites, but from previous contracts that they already had with Inspective. They're going to be launching one of the Strix satellites. They usually have the owl thing, so this mission is called Owl New World. It's like, whatever, sure, have your puns and your names, I guess.
Like a
Alex-
whole new world.
Alex, I
A
purposely was
new
not
world.
saying that part, but you know, you just decided to go and say it. That's great.
But the other
didn't.
thing as well is that, so you mentioned Inspective, JAXA, 2 missions by JAXA, and then the IQPS thing, right? The funny thing is, on the Epsilon launch that failed, and which is why they, JAXA had all of those headaches and everything, and, it's still not working. It had even a failure on the ground and blah, blah. Anyways, on that launch, they were carrying a satellite for IQPS. So, like, everything comes full circle, because the whole reason those satellites are flying on Electron is also because they're not flying on what's the name of this thing? Epsilon, yeah, whatever.
Epsilon.
So it all comes full circle.
An owl comes full circle. They should name one of their next
Yo.
launches that.
Or eat owl, yeah.
An owl comes. Get it? You get it? Because of the.
So not only is Rocket Lab making moves, but here, get this, guys. If there's any people that are Stoke Aerospace fans out there, Stoke got $510 million in.
Ooh, me. I'm stoked on him. I'm a fan. No, continue. No, I'm just
Kind of set them up for that, didn't I, guys?
You did.
Yeah, very much.
It's all right. It's all right. So Stoke got $510 million in Series D funding. Stoke's total funding is now basically at about $1 billion, which is pretty good. That basically is going to kick their program for the Nova rocket, which is a fully reusable launch vehicle.
the only other people doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Fully reusable second and first stage. That's going to kick it into overdrive. And now, while Nova is kind of a medium duty, fully reusable launch vehicle, it still is a fully reusable launch vehicle. That shows that reuse for this new era of commercial space will be rewarded. $500 million in Series D funding. That is huge. That's a heck of a cash infusion.
Absolutely.
I mean, and you guys want to hear something nuts? It's,
That's a lot of money.
Stoke Aerospace is a very small company. They're not very top heavy. It's like a small startup. Like 7 dudes designed the Nova rocket.
Another way you could say it, aside like other than small, I'm agreeing with you. Another way you could say it is they're really efficient. So imagine what they could do with $500 million.
Yeah,
right?
This is a very lean operation they got going there. If you guys don't know, the CEO of Stoke is a guy by the name of Andy Lapsa. He is the guy that designed the B4.
Kind of legit.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. That's that the one with the with the boots on the the move into the pad, and one of them was smaller. Those things.
Oh, don't remind me about the small.
You had to say it.
Oh yeah, I'm just pushing all the buttons today,
the
man.
Dagger in my heart. Please
So-
continue,
There it
though.
is.
This is like
There.
I'm so excited.
This is a
for
matter
Stoke.
of print, by the way.
It's not real.
I
it
said
can't
that
hurt
already.
you.
Let the man talk about Stoke.
EVP.
Guys done? All right. So it's a 7-man team headed by a guy who has plenty of experience building propulsion. That is extraordinarily cool. That shows, it's really kind of showing where, the state of like commercial spaceflight startups can be. Like, talk about a lean company. This is a space startup with it's not a very top heavy or bottom heavy or even heavy operation at all. And now they're going for $1 billion. Investors think they're going to get a return on investment here. And I don't blame them considering the design effort behind this vehicle. I mean, the Andromeda engine is unreal. It's an engine that's been spliced with a heat shield. And that's how they're getting their second stage back. They basically what's up?
Nobody's doing anything like that.
Dude.
It's remarkable just in its uniqueness. Sorry, I just want to underscore your very good point.
Yeah, dude. Exactly, man. It's unbelievable. And they also, see this thing right here? See that engine? That's just a full flow stage combustion cycle engine. Yeah, they did that.
No big deal.
Remember, seven dudes. Full flow stage combustion. Who isn't doing that, right? Like, come on.
Also, by the way, return on investment, wrong company. That's Rocket Lab, not Stoke.
Oh my God, Sawyer. Wait, can we go back to? He's so mad. Can we go back to that tweet, Jay? I'm sorry to backseat produce. The tweet from Andy Lapsa. Hi, AJ. Can we talk about that for a second? Because hey, this is a attitude I love to see. Andy says, honored, humbled, and ready to do the work. Let's frickin' go. Come on, Sawyer. It's not my first rodeo.
You say that. I'm just being cautious.
Yeah. But yeah.
Who's the one that knows how to cook bacon but burnt it horribly?
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, we're bringing that up again.
We are just every bus. We are throwing every other host under. Like Alex has gotten it. Okay. Anyways,
we've all gotten it.
I like to see this attitude from a space CEO, and I can think of perhaps some other space company CEOs who are not displaying this sort of attitude.
Nobody say it. Nobody say no. Nobody say nothing. Nobody say nothing. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I like this. I'm just going to put that out there. If anybody wants to comment on it, or we can leave it there and move on.
I want to comment something about this news, bit in perspective, because I don't know if you guys remember when Falcon 9, Falcon 9, I love Falcon 9. When it was developed, there was this whole study on like how much it cost to develop the first version, like V1.0, versus what it will cost for NASA. And it was like, it cost $400 million to develop Falcon 9 V1.0. And then NASA said, well, if we had actually done this, it would have been $4 billion, right? So it will have been like 10 times more cost for that. And now we're seeing a company which has a probably like a rocket that is about the size of the original Falcon 9, right? But it's fully reusable. Like that's the whole thing. Like it is less capable because it's fully reusable, right? So you need first stage reusability and second stage reusability. So it's only 3 metric tons to low Earth orbit, but they already have $1 billion. You know how much money SpaceX need to put on Falcon 9 to make it just the first stage reusable? There are accounts there that are saying that they needed $1 billion for that over the span of like 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
So this amount of money, it's quite a lot of money, but it's needed for how complicated a fully reusable rocket is. Like we're talking about the size of a rocket that a company, you know, SpaceX is really not what you will think about when you think about a company that spends a lot, right? Like it's a company that is very lean, if you will, right? Very efficient and all that. They spent only $400 million to make Falcon 9 1.0. This rocket is about the same size, but it's fully reusable, and that adds cost and complexity. So this is going to be very, very useful to that. And I thought it was worth it to you know, put it in perspective.
100%. Now I wonder what the corollary of that is. If NASA had developed what Stoke is developing, how much would it have cost NASA? You know, then you apply that same multiple that you said for the SpaceX number to the Stoke number, and then it's like $500 million fundraising round for Stoke equals, from NASA? Anyways.
$5 billion a year.
Yeah, you get it. But I just want to circle back to one thing EJ said. Like this, Stoke's vehicle is not, you know, Starship size. It's a medium lift sort of class vehicle. But you know what? They're the only other people doing fully reusable besides SpaceX. And they're not only doing it, they're like chewing gum and walking and doing it and actually showing hardware and flying hardware doing it, not just saying they're going to do it, which is why they're able to raise this much money. And you know what? Sometimes you need a semi-truck of space, cough, cough, Starship, or you know, cargo ship of space. Sometimes you need the FedEx truck or UPS truck of space. So like different size vehicles. I think it's really awesome that we're starting to see the idea of full and rapid reusability proliferate in the industry, even if it's only with one other company so far, being Stoke. I'm going to see if we have any Stoke questions. If anybody has any interesting thoughts to do that while I'm reading and can't multitask, now's your chance.
Alex, their total funding is at $990 million. Would you say they're in the Tres Comas Club?
What?
The Tres Comas Club.
But
as in
why?
Do you know what Tres Comas means?
I mean, yes.
It's English for 3 commas.
Right? You're asking the Spaniard if he knows Spanish.
Okay, nobody got the joke.
No, I get it.
Okay.
He's referencing a thing.
I'm trying to ignore it and play over it so that you get angry.
I wish it was like 10 million more so that it's at around, you know, just 1 billion, just one.
So, NSF super chat goal to make it a round number?
Did you just ask these people for $10 million?
Yeah, we know.
If you do that, you have to do the pinky thing. Right? I thought that's
$1 million.
Yeah.
Or 10 million or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do math. I went to school for journalism.
It's actually not that much money anymore, sir. $1 billion. All right, I like movies. Questions. David's asking, when do you think Stoke will fly? I think that's a huge question in the room when talking about either Rocket Lab or Stoke in this context.
Next year.
Cool, moving on.
Yeah, then they said LC-14 is scheduled for activation in 2026, dude. So I mean, they have built the fixed service structure out there, and they have shown pictures of the concrete that they poured for the flame trench.
Hey, ding, 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 I need the big bell again.
So, but the pad's still a little ways out. Yeah, I'd say sometime middle of next year.
God, it's gonna be so exciting.
Yeah.
New rockets, man. Like we
like those.
We are spoiled. We are spoiled right now. Like, oh my God. How do I say this as quickly as possible? There was a time where if you went out in the desert and shot aircraft, there would be all types of different aircraft. But as time went on, the F-35 came into service and all aircraft got phased out and are mostly F-35s now. So if you go out in the desert and shoot rockets, it's mostly F-35s. And for a time, even F-35s were cool because they were new. Point being, we lived in a blessed time where there's a lot of new rockets right now. And that's really cool. And in a while, it'll kind of all be old and it'll be solidified. But right now, it's exciting and new because you never know what's going to happen with a new rocket. It might blow up.
Exciting and new. Anyway, can we show the tweet? Because there's actually a bit of news, and it is not this. It's not even the text. Can we show the picture instead? Because the picture does have some news on it.
Hey, Jay, can you just do everything when we say, please?
Jay loves the backseat producing.
I actually told him in the back channel.
He did.
There we go. Thank you.
What's the news, Alex? Go.
There's a second test tank. We saw the first one, the cone thingy there.
Right.
And then there's a second one there below, and that doesn't
Interesting.
have a cone shaped. So my thinking is that is a booster test tank. We love booster test tanks, right?
We do.
You have
Me
my
too,
tank
yeah.
watching hat on.
You do have your tank
But
watching
yeah.
hat on, which is available at shop.nasasspaceflight.com. How fast can
ABP.
Jay switch to the EJ cam? There we
ABP.
go. Also, that's a Richardson 112. It's an actual trucker hat. I think that's the right number that I said.
Yes, Richardson hats are fantastic. They are my favorite trucker hats by a long shot.
Nice.
So, yeah.
It does look good. Continue, Alex.
They did the second stage testing on that tank. They completed the qualification of second stage. So now they're probably doing first stage. So yeah, a few more months and maybe we start seeing flight hardware rolling out to the Cape.
So dang exciting. You love to see it.
You love to see it.
I mean, new rockets, more better, and we got a lot of new ones coming online. Speaking of new ones, Nikki D is asking, isn't Terran R fully reusable? Yeah.
No, it was supposed to be at some point, but then Relativity went bankrupt, and then they said, yeah, nope, never mind. Just the first stage for now.
Yeah, they were
And-
also going to 3D
super-
print everything.
Yeah,
Right.
that didn't work.
That said, I'm super excited for Terran R, and I'm super excited for Relativity, just like I am any company trying to do really hard and cool stuff. And hey, Relativity's actually launched, but yeah.
Well,
Here's one.
different rocket.
Yeah, true.
Terran
okay,
1 and
here's
Terran
one.
R are very different.
Hello, fellow co-hosts and any NSFers watching. Strap your seatbelt on. Ready? Okay, here we go. El Hulto says, Stoke has less people than us.
Really?
I don't know, but it's food for thought. Like, they're efficient.
I think
Hey,
they
we
have
do
a couple
we do
hundred
a
people.
lot. We do a lot with very little. I don't think they actually literally do, but I wanted to see your faces hurt. You were throwing daggers in my heart. I wanted to throw daggers. All right. Anyways,
So daggers missed. I think they hit me in the belly button. You have
Alright.
terrible aim.
yeah. What else is new? Austin Skirvin. Also, speaking of what else isn't new, Austin Skirvin with a $10 tip to tips.nasaspaceflight.com, where they say, we all agree Domino's is a great pizza place, right? Can't wait for Flight 11. Watch the meetup streams on YouTube and was pretty epic. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yes, it was
Austin
in the
clearly-
pre-show.
Yeah, Austin clearly watched the pre-show. No comment. Prone to 911. Thank you for the support. They say the center engine seems smaller on New Glenn. The nozzle's not actually like physically smaller on the center engine, is it?
Well, New Shepard has only one engine.
Glenn.
He said,
He said Glenn.
But
wait a minute. No,
the
it
question
better.
said Shepard.
Oh.
Is the nozzle actually smaller for like gimbal range purposes or something?
Please,
No,
no.
it's the same engine.
Please,
Is
don't.
that like some kind of optical illusion where it just looks smaller?
Because of the smaller logo,
like somebody
maybe?
yeah, right.
The
It's
logo is
optical.
smaller, that's for sure.
It's got to be some kind of weird optical illusion, but somebody should pixel count it actually. Let's keep going. Josh Zero, thank you for the support. They say, Curse ship idea, super heavy as a first stage, Blue Moon first stage as a second, and SLS core as a third stage, then shuttle as a fourth stage. I think I just had a stroke, or I'm about to have a nosebleed.
You
I
smell
do like,
toast.
yeah, I do actually, kind of. I'm having a strong call of ambulance. Shazbert Toddbot, thank you for the $10 super. They say I could have read a chapter of a book in the time it took New Glenn to clear the tower. That's real. Telstar86, thanks again, man. They say sometimes business deals can go sideways like certain rockets. That's so true.
Ooh.
Harry, I mean, talk about wordplay. Harry, thank you for the support there. They say first trench I've caught in a while. Need ideas of where to stick my meetup stickers. I vote something that you'll have for a while, like a water bottle or a computer or a case. Anyone else have particular spots they like to put stickers? EJ, go.
The drawer.
my fridge in my shop.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. If you have like a
Yeah.
big toolbox or something, Sawyer.
Mine, I still need to put them on, but on my case that I carry all my camera gear into the cape on my Pelican, I've got a whole bunch of stickers that I need to put on it. So
Pelican. Come on, Pelican.
The one problem
that or
with
like
putting
luggage.
stickers,
Luggage is good.
right? The one problem with that though is if you check it ever, the stickers are in danger. And I've even thought about like going to the store and getting like, I don't know, clear varnish or nail polish or something, and like coating the Pelican so the stickers don't just get rubbed up against a bunch of other crap in the plane. Yes, meetup stickers, they exist. Good job,
Yeah,
Alex.
I was just gonna say that I'm
always be plugging.
No, I'm always
ABP.
undecided, so I never stick them anywhere.
Yeah, I that's my problem too. I never know where to put them. So actually, the solution, I swear to God, this is going to sound so cringy and pluggy. When I am buying stickers from creators who I like, and I know that I'm going to have a hard time choosing where to put that sticker, I get more than one, and then I can just put a sticker wherever I want and not worry about losing my only one of them. I swear that's real. Anyway, Telstar86 again, I'll be there for you. Nice. And Alexander Sterling, thank you. They say, great to meet you in the UK. Question, how do companies test engine relight on reentry given pressure, airflow, and fuel mix changes at supersonic speeds? That's why you test like you fly, because some things are just impossible to test fully without doing it. All right. I feel like we didn't have any Rocket Lab questions. We've mostly focused on Stoke, and I don't see any Rocket Lab questions
People in
jumping
chat are Stoke.
out at me. So I think we move on, unless
Yeah,
anybody has anything else.
It goes along the whole line of like we were talking about of things getting more routine, like you were saying with the photos there. Rocket Lab has flown, almost 75 times at this point. Nova is kind of not flown yet, and we may see it next year. My prediction is probably 2027, but we'll definitely see hardware and testing out at 14 next year. But yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of deal. If you get used to one, and then everyone goes, "Ooh, look, it's the pretty new thing." So,
right.
And then the
Speaking of
pretty new thing will eventually become normal, and then 3 a.m. Starlinks will be, chat fest for us to just chill with instead of everyone swarming like it used to be.
What do you think happens first, Neutron or Nova?
Ooh.
I have another one. Terranar into the mix. Which one of the three?
Oh, I'm gonna say Neutron.
Neutron.
EJ,
What will be the order?
You look pensive.
I'm thinking.
Of the three.
Okay, while you think, I think the order is going to be Neutron, Nova, Terran. Sawyer?
I'm going Neutron, Terran, Nova.
Alex?
I'm going to agree with you, Jack. I think it's probably going to be Neutron first. Probably spring, summer. And then Nova, and then Terranar. I think Terranar is actually going to be 2027.
All right, EJ, I stalled as long as I could for you. The Membies and the viewers are at the
Even
gates.
asked me.
They got the battering ram. They're bashing at the drawbridge. I can't hold them back, man. You got to answer the. It's your turn.
No, I don't think I will.
Oh jeez.
No.
Oh god.
Oh my
Neutron.
god.
The battering ram just
Seriously.
smashes me.
Who created the
I'm just a
poll
fine purple mist on the ground. Ah!
I have no idea what's happening in the left two boxes on this screen, but Alex, you and I think are face palming at
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
I think you guys are right. I mean, Neutron seems to be the furthest along. But I wouldn't count Stoke out, especially with that $500 million infusion. Not that that's
It
going
might
to
be close.
change their schedule. Yeah, exactly. Not that would change your schedule. I mean, my big thing with Stoke is the launch pad. Launch pad is not. Dude, they're working on it. I'm not trying to say like, oh, they're going slow. They're building it as quickly as a startup aerospace company can build out LC-14. And they started breaking ground on that launch pad this year. So less than a year to get a launch pad up and running is pretty dang good. Rocket Lab's already got the pad made. Their pad's already finished. Rocket Lab had an invest. What's up?
There's a poll in chat. Sorry, I just had to say it because it was on screen. Go.
Yeah, no.
I'm voting for Ares 1X returns because that is the superior rocket out of all of
That
these.
is, that's honestly what I'm voting for. I wanted to vote for Neutron, but I mean, come on, Ares 1X.
I'm leaving. It was nice knowing you guys.
EJ, are we just gonna gang up against Alex and Sawyer for the rest of the stream? Is that just what happened?
Yeah, that's
Our boxes are split perfectly on the feelings here, it looks like.
I'm so for this.
I mean, I was kind of agreeing with them, but no, they suck.
Oh man, yeah. Vote in chat if you want to vote on the poll there. That's a good question, Alex. I'm curious to see which will fly first. And again, new rockets are very exciting, and we have a lot of exciting things coming up in the next couple of years, including new variants of Starship, which we'll probably talk about here in a minute. But first, hey, so maybe Jared Isaacman is going to actually maybe get to actually be the NASA admin, maybe? What do you guys hear about that? Did you see this? Did you hear about this? Sawyer? What? Can I be hopeful? Am I allowed to, do I turn on do I pull the hopeful lever again? Last time I pulled the hopeful lever, a bunch of fire came out and hurt me. I'm kind of want to pull the skeptical lever, but that's the boring old lever I always pull that's grumpy. I want to pull the hopeful lever. Should I?
So you're saying the hopeful lever is the reason your bacon burnt?
Wow, dude.
Because you said fire came out, and that's the only way bacon ever gets that burnt.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Wow. So no, I'm not hopeful. I'm sad now. Thanks. No, but really, this is maybe. It seems like there's been some back room, beltway, however you want to weasel word it. There's been some politicking going on. It seemed like even when Jared was out of contention, he was very gracious about it and very measured in his reactions and responses to the news cycle when that happened. And perhaps that graciousness might work out for the better for all of us in the form of a extremely competent NASA admin, we all hope. Is that a fair summary?
I would say that's right. I mean,
hopeful ever?
I would say more than hopeful. That's probably going to happen. Considering, like, okay, really? some background context here, guys. So Jared Isaacman was the president's original pick for NASA administrator, and then it was there basically on Elon's recommendation. Elon was very close with the president at the time during the nomination, and then Elon and the president had a little bit of falling out. And I'm sure everyone's going to let me know what their opinion of that was in chat. Guys, I'm just telling you factually. Like, they had a falling out, and Jared Isaacman had his nomination pulled like 2 days before his confirmation meeting, or the confirmation vote. So he's been kind of waiting in the wings. And Jack, here's what gets me about this. Yep. So Sean Duffy, basically, he right now. So what Trump did, what the president did at the time, was make Sean Duffy, who's the Secretary of Transportation, he runs the Department of Transportation. He made him also interim acting NASA administrator. So he's been doing 2 jobs. Now, the president then decided that NASA should beat China back to the moon. And we think, they think China is going to land in 2030, maybe a little bit earlier. So, they said, get to the moon by 2028, right? Which, yeah, okay, that's fair. And here's the thing. Sean Duffy basically went back and said, look, I'm running the Department of Transportation. You need somebody laser focused if you want to get to the moon in 2028, you need somebody that's dedicated for this. And he, from what I understand, I could be misunderstanding this, he actually recommended Isaacman. So we'll see where this takes us. But I'd say more than hopeful is probably a good thing at this point. That would be very nice. That'd be very nice. Better late than never.
I'm gonna pull the hopeful lever. I'm doing it. Yank. That's the sound that hopeful lever makes.
Would it be nice though? Because here's my thought process.
Don't talk about science and make me sad, Sawyer.
I was not actually going to mention that, but thank you for bringing up the pain in my heart there. I would say it's a black hole in my heart, but we wouldn't know because we wouldn't be studying it. But
oh my God, you're a genius. You're a wizard, Sawyer. Continue.
No, I mean, here's the thing. Now that we've had the interim administrator, at least with Sean Duffy,
Right.
we've heard the plans to go back to the moon. We've literally seen now what the outline is for NASA's future. It's not like, oh, it's questionable, or, oh, what could Jared come in and influence? My concern at this point is now NASA has a set directive. They have a set way that the administration is asking them to go. So putting Jared in at this point, it kind of defeats the purpose of what he might be able to actually do and go in and change cultural wise. I'm worried that his chance to go in and influence what NASA does and what they're able to do going forward has passed, and at this point he would just kind of be a name and a face rather than having the ability to make the changes that he was going to be able to do if he was first brought in the earlier days.
Well, why would you wait, Sawyer? Why did you say that ship sailed? Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly.
My thought, again, I'm not saying that it's certain, but I feel like at this point, now that we've seen what, Sean Duffy has put forward, we've seen, now that most of the interim has passed, with the exception of Sean Duffy, the president's laid out his plan for going back to the moon. They basically laid out the future of, hey, here's what we want the administration, here's what we want NASA to do going forward. I feel like now that there's that directive set, rather than him setting the course, he's kind of joining the boat in the middle of the course where you can only change the direction so much without having to use all of your delta V and then realizing that your Kerbal craft doesn't have enough delta V to do the full change, so you can only kind of do a partial change.
Suddenly your Kerbals are stuck on Eve.
Or stuck at Gateway.
And Gateway is overweight because of the wires. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway.
Sawyer, I suppose that's right, dude. But, I mean, there's, Jared was in the running for NASA administrator for a long time. His nomination got pulled, like, right before, like a day before the Senate voted. I know I said 2 days a second ago. I've seen this thrown around a lot, and I'm just kind of interested, like, what the thought process is there, dude. Like, I'm not trying to put you under attack or anything. Like, do people honestly think that if the president was going to put a NASA administrator in, that they wouldn't be kind of lockstep in the plans that they want to do for NASA? Like,
I'm kind of with you there, EJ.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I get that they're lockstep, but one thing I'm going to bring it up, Jack. I'm sorry. One thing that he had talked about was the need to keep funding.
Oh, no, what you said.
The need to keep funding that black hole in my heart, aka science. It's kind of hard at this point to now say, hey, we really should be doing more with science. Let's fund more science missions, when the directorate now that's put forward is kind of clear of, humans on moon.
It's like like anything in politics, it's like an oil tanker or a very long freight train, and you can only steer it so much, and it has a wide turning radius, and my light just died. That's distracting. And it doesn't stop fast, right? Like, I get it. It's hard to steer.
It becomes the flame trench. It goes off the rails.
Here's the thing.
Like us.
Here's the thing. I don't know anything about politics or the government, but my understanding is that the way that it's supposed to work is that the admin, as in the executive branch, tells NASA admin what they want. Congress also has a say, though. So even if Jared is lockstep in with the admin trying to not do science or whatever and focus on the moon or whatever the mantra or line is, Congress, in theory, still has a say. So
True.
we'll see what happens there. I just want somebody that's smart and young and super excited and passionate about the mission at NASA to just start knocking on doors and getting stuff done. And you know what? You don't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. But yes, I deeply care about science, and I deeply want to see NASA's leadership and the United States' leadership.
Stuff.
Yeah, you don't make bacon without burning some bits. I get it, but
good Lord. You know what? I'm gonna say it. How do you feel about the Discovery situation? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, Sawyer.
Horrible.
What?
All right, moving on.
I'm sorry, what situation?
Do you think it's a good idea to chop up space shuttles to move them?
Oh, that, yeah. And I already did my 5-minute rant on another stream. We'll save that. Dude, I was just in the hospital a week ago. Cut me some slack, okay? Yeah, that's my fun little sleeve here, folks. You'll see that for a little bit.
We're glad you're back and doing good.
Yeah,
Sawyer.
It's almost a good thing we didn't have the flame trench last week, because everyone would go, "Where's Sawyer?" I'm here. Hi, I is here.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
I'm
Guys, can I just
Hi.
mention
Please.
something?
Absolutely, EJ.
As a matter of factly regarding Isaacman. So, he's gone on a couple of different podcasts, since his nomination got pulled, and he's kind of ironed out. Like Jack, you said it. He's been very kind of ironed out. It's like, oh, I'm not going to be NASA administrator, but this is what I would have done if I was, right? And until this news came along, I was like, oh, it's actually a good idea. No, but what Jared Isaacman basically wanted to do with NASA was basically make them much more adaptive to what's going on. Similar to, so like, okay, your objective is go to the moon, right? You get to the moon, right? So maybe you discover something on the moon that requires you to change your architecture. Maybe we find burnt bacon on the moon, right? Like, I don't know. Sorry, man. I had to. It was the first thing. It just popped in there. It's like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
This is my last show with the Flame Trench. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Okay, all right. I'll do something. I'll do something else. Like maybe they go to the moon. Maybe we did. It's highly unlikely. This is not going to happen. But
find a cache of delicious jalapeno cheddar bagels.
Yeah,
that are actually
exactly.
bagels.
Whoa,
everyone on Earth, and everyone on Earth agrees they're actually bagels. Continue, EJ.
EJ, you agreed with that?
I didn't agree with nothing.
You did. No.
I'm just substituting out a variable for something that might be on the moon that we don't know.
Bagels on the moon?
Oh my!
Let him finish, please.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm just if you bring up the Yankees though in this, I'm cutting you off.
They did lose.
That wasn't me. I didn't say nothing.
It was not you. Go ahead, EJ.
All right, cool. So basically, he wanted NASA to be more adaptive and responsive to the science that they would discover, because we've actually only scratched the surface of the moon. Apollo 17 was the only mission that actually had a scientist on it. We, Jack Schmidt went up there and dug a hole with a shovel, and that's where the it's orange thing comes from, because he found orange rocks. Basically. So, he the way he wants to outline NASA was basically have them be adaptive to the science, and that's a good example of this would be like the Apollo applications program. The applications program was basically, okay, we were supposed to go to the moon. Now we got to the moon. What are we going to do? And that's where you get stuff like Skylab. That's where you get stuff like on Apollo 15, 16, and 17, basically the telescope, the camera that they put on the CSM when it was orbiting around and basically took pictures of all the moon, like up close. What else from the AAP? The Lunar Reconnaissance Vehicle, the LRV, like the rovers and stuff. Like they kind of changed what they were doing and they adapted. Honestly, that's pretty good idea. That has NASA not necessarily stuck in their old ways. So, I mean, Sawyer, there is trepidations about the president wants this, you got to do this. You can do that and you can still change around. You can still have NASA be adaptive to the technology, which is super cool. I really hope he gets it, because that's a really good idea. My one beef is that nuclear thermal is better than nuclear electric, Jared. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, nuclear,
sorry,
anything.
Sorry.
Anything we can get in terms of higher efficiency engines, and like nuclear electric, I'll take it. Nuclear thermal, I'll take it. But I mean, EJ, you talk about we go to the moon and we find a cache of insert valuable thing here that we want to exploit or use to explore further into the solar system.
Mm-hmm.
Or we just want to have a moon that's a spider on a very tiny web.
Jack.
Yeah, I'm not losing my
mind. Send a picture to Adrian, quick.
You need to be able to get to and from the moon super efficiently. And, maybe you have some sort of tug or cycler that uses nuclear prop. That would be a great thing for NASA to develop, because no public company is going to do that. It's nuclear something. You know what I mean? That's like, ooh, boogeyman.
Not even a cycler. Lunar cyclers are good if you're moving like stuff that doesn't have like a shelf life. So if you're moving raw materials out to the moon, that's when a lunar cycler really makes sense. And actually, there was a paper that was posted that's going to be covered at the AIAA meeting in Boston next week about a new stable resonant lunar cycler orbit. But once again, the amount of delta V that you need to get to a stable cycler. So what is a cycler? It's basically something that can get you to the moon, and it just kind of stays loitering around the moon, and then orbital mechanics make it go back to Earth, and it stays there for a second, and then it goes back to the moon and stays there for a second. It just kind of does that, playing gravitational pinball, so to speak. even I don't even think you need a nuclear tug like on a cycler. A nuclear tug just for straight home and transfers to and from, even if it's direct to linear. I mean, I'd prefer it below lunar because I don't like Gateway. Sorry, that's just very much my opinion.
I think
prefer
that's like
NASA
the
to do
opinion of the
something,
show. I'm
right?
pretty sure. I don't want to sign Sawyer and Alex up for it, but I'm pretty sure the opinion of the show is that near halo rectilinear orbit is stupid.
Agreed.
I don't. You know what, fellas? I don't have a problem with rectilinear halo orbits. I have a problem with Gateway itself. What is, you know, everybody, NASA touts it is like, oh, Gateway is going to help us, you know, it's a transfer vehicle. We could use it as a transfer vehicle to Mars. You're not getting anywhere with solar electric propulsion to Mars with people on board. Let's not kid ourselves here. That's not happening.
Something power of the sun falls off, square the distance, inverse cube.
Yeah,
further away you get from the sun, the less efficient solar panels are.
It's the hardest cope ever. I don't have a problem with NASA wanting to put some type of prototype transfer vehicle in rectilinear halo orbit and keeping it there. But I actually want it to be a transfer vehicle that could actually, you know, it's not a pipe dream that could get to Mars. That would be, you know, like, oh, I don't know, take a Starship and park it out there in rectilinear halo. Like, sure, do that.
We do need to talk about Starship here shortly, but what were you going to say, Alex?
Because I want to fight even for a minute. What EJ said.
Yeah,
I
go.
think nuclear thermal propulsion it's bad.
What?
But the whole reason
Why?
for that is because you have a lot of really big and unnecessary dry mass that you shouldn't need. Because you increase the performance of the engine by having like 800 seconds of specific impulse, like twice that of a chemical rocket engine. But now you have like 10 times more dry mass because your engine has this big reactor, whatever. And usually the higher efficiency of the nuclear thermal engine is because you're using liquid hydrogen, which needs gigantic tanks to be lofted into orbit. So there you go. That's my take. Nuclear thermal propulsion is actually not that great compared to chemical propulsion at the very least.
EJ, a rebuttal.
See, in the context of my statement, it's, you know, it's what Jared Isaacman says about nuclear thermal versus nuclear electric. He said nuclear thermals, you know, it doesn't do anything, it never goes anywhere, and advocates for nuclear electric. Buddy, I farted and make more thrust than a nuclear electric rocket.
At least that you do add more dry mass, but you don't double the efficiency. You actually make it like 5 or 6 times more. Like,
I just
it's actually
don't
a lot more.
Can I derail and ask a really stupid question?
Sure.
How do you cool a nuclear reactor in space when there's nothing to transfer the heat to?
Radiators. That's one of the things that happens with these as well.
Space gets cold.
So, Jack, with a nuclear thermal rocket, the type of thing that I said is good, the thing that Alex doesn't like, no. A nuclear thermal uses liquid hydrogen to cool the reactor. And the reactor is basically inside of a De Laval-style nozzle, so convergent-divergent nozzle. And hydrogen flows through the cooling channels on the reactor. And the reactor is moderated by boron-beryllium-tipped rotary rod. So you can monitor, you can change the rate of neutron flux with control rods, but they're radial control rods instead of linear control rods.
That's fascinating.
And the hydrogen that it carries is actually just flowed over the reactor when neutron flux is increased, right? And that generates a crazy amount of heat. Hydrogen is excellent as an excellent heat conductor, and it heats it up so much and it absorbs so much heat that they could just shoot it out the back in a convergent divergent De Laval nozzle, and boom, 900 second specific impulse.
That's
I'm sure some of those were words.
Because I'm not against, exotic propulsion systems. One thing that I really want to see work on is on fusion propulsion.
Yes.
Because you don't need stable reactions. In fact, what you want is an unstable reaction. Yeah, pulse fusion, for example, can work because you don't need to sustain the reaction. I mean, the thing is just gonna escape. So, like, if it doesn't sustain, okay, whatever, it's gonna escape anyways. That's what you do with a rocket engine, right? It's like just as if you did a burst of combustion, and that's what we do anyway with thrusters like RCS.
Like an RCS thruster, yeah.
Yeah, it's a burst. It's a burst. So you do the same Draco thrusters on Dragon when they do a deorbit burn. It's super long because they're doing this burst.
Little puffs.
And they're also very, very small, right?
Huh.
We could do that, and it's and it's like in thousands of seconds of specific impulse.
All right,
that
hear me
kind of
out.
thing.
Hear me
But
out. I'm going to
nobody's
manifest.
really doing that sort of
I'm going to
stuff.
manifest something crazy. There is a company, I think in Washington State, called Helion that's working on fusion reactors that has a pulsed fusion design. You know who's also in Washington doing unique rocket stuff? Stoke.
Blue
What if
Origin, Stoke.
yeah.
Let me
SpaceX.
count.
Starlink.
Yeah.
SpaceX with Starlink.
No, that would
yeah.
be cool. That would be really cool, Alex. Good.
Question,
good
by the way,
Yeah.
EJ.
Yeah.
Where does the turbo encabulator go?
Oh, so the nuclear thermal actually uses an expander cycle. So the turbo encabulator is before your injector plate.
How did they solve the problem with the Marsal veins melting off? Was it through reducing the side fumbling?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't think they'd ever be able to do that.
Yeah, they're placed in panendermic semiboloid slots of the stator.
I love you
R7
guys.
conductor being connected to a non-reversible Tremie pipe on the differential girdle spring on the up end of the Grammys.
It's just like a warm soup on a cold day. It's taking your clothes out of a dryer and putting them on, and they're warm. The
I
zipper
may
doesn't
not know
burn
about
you.
nuclear propulsion, but I know about turbo encabulators because of the amazing video. And actually, I first heard about that whole speech from EJ on Twitch. So
Hey,
Nice.
yeah,
Very
that's-
fitting.
I perpetrated this.
Wait, EJ, you're on Twitch?
Yeah, I do stream on there from time to time.
Speaking of, I have put a lot of work into my city skyline save that you worked on, and there are several national parks that I have made in it that I am challenging you to discover. But I will return the save to you so you can play it, perhaps, maybe, dare I say, even on stream if you want to. But if you want to see my cursed city, that exists, and I'll send it to you, and maybe you'll see it on EJ's Twitch.
Uh-oh.
yeah. Sorry, my city is Starbase. I don't care about your city.
I will give you a spoiler, though. One of the national parks' name is The Spike, and I might have had a lot of soil to get rid of. So that's a thing.
What's the breaking news?
This is
Hey.
Booster 1100 B1100 rolling past the cameras at McGregor on our McGregor Live 24/7 cameras.
It's 100% a Falcon 9 booster. Because it's 100.
Oh.
Wow. Nice. McGregor Live. Killing it, as always. And here's a brand spanking new Booster 1100 rolling down the road.
This is the one that has the 100 emoji painted on it, by the way, since it's the 100th booster.
Can we call
It
it?
does.
Can we call it Hundy for short? Hundo. The Hunder.
You can call it whatever you want. The rest of the world will call it B1100.
The Hundinator.
You want
Attila
it to
the
be,
Hun. Drid.
You want it to be launching from the East Coast or the West Coast?
Honey, I'm home.
If it launches from the East Coast, we'll actually see it. We'll be able to
All right.
see the 100 and see the launch. Right? No brainer.
EJ left. Hey, Alex, what's going on with Starship? I don't care about Falcon 9, even though it's cool and you can watch it on McGregor Live, which is what this is on right now.
Did you hear that? Jack doesn't care about Falcon 9. Quick,
I mean
chat,
right now.
roast him
I mean
for
right
it,
now.
like he roasted
I mean right now.
bacon.
I mean right now. Go ahead, Alex.
Reality is breaking up for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, there's something happening, right? Like here. There's
Oh
something.
yeah, Starship Flight 11. Hey, look, a live shot of Starlink simulator load in progress on Ship 38, which has gotten decals. Yay! It'll
Oh,
be
boy.
photographically identifiable instead of just insert V2 ship name here in imagery. That's nice. Ask me how I feel
decals.
about ships not having decals.
I mean, you
That's
can
pretty
more
neat.
or less recognize them because if they're exploding,
Alex, we're not all
Anyways.
you, okay? but also good, solid
if they're
joke.
exploding, that's 36, right?
Yeah.
Or
They don't look
34,
great,
or
that's
35.
The problem is they exploded away from our cameras. Anyways, what is going on in the state of play as we lead up to Starship Flight 11, just days away at this point, 72 hours, and as your
Yeah.
green screen causes parts of your body to spontaneously disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's failing. It's like I don't know what's going on.
You got the
Yeah,
stealth
this-
update.
This thing, it's gonna fly again, but it's not gonna be caught, unfortunately. So this is Booster 15, by the way. A lot of people.
Wait.
have
What'd
noticed.
you just say was gonna happen to it?
Oh, come on.
You said it was gonna get caught. Not like the other day. You're like,
We-
no,
we-
is it not
we'll
really
get
a
to
catch
that.
because it's late? Okay, fine. We'll argue that later. But you said catch. Just putting that out there when we get back to the argument. Go ahead, intro the segment.
Somebody clip it. Go.
Okay,
him.
well, so we got Booster 15 out of the pad. We actually did all of the, rollout stuff and everything. We went live also for Countdown to Launch, and they had already put it on the pad. So Booster 15 already out of the pad. That's okay. Cool. Now we're waiting on Ship 38. See, Jay, you should have done it a bit quicker. They have removed all of the scaffolding and all that, so good for them. But then we're now seeing Ship 38. They took it out of the work cell this morning and then put it on the transport stand. But of course, that's not the end of it. They need to install the Starlink simulators, Dumblinks, Simlinks, whatever you want to use for
Starlumps.
those. But yeah, we
Thanks,
have
I
a
hate it.
count of how many of them they have loaded already. I've not been watching because I've been here on the Flame Trench. So
Nice. I do not have a count. I will look at
least
the
one.
back channel.
yeah, back channel.
I
At
think just
least
one right
one.
now, but we'll see where they're at. I know we did get the Starbase content ping that loading had commenced here until don't EJ, don't mess with me while I'm looking at the back. Ryan! Alright, that's enough of that. That is plenty of that. I'm looking over here now. I'm safe. I'm safe from that. I don't have to think about that at all. Hey, Ashley, becoming a new member. Thank you for becoming a Red Team member. That's awesome. Hey, we have the membership program. We talk about it a lot. If you don't know what it is, it's through YouTube. It's right there below the timeline as Alex has a heart attack, I think. He's probably okay. It's fine. But for real, I'll keep it short. Membership program exists. If you want more content from us, that's how you get it. It's as little as, I think $2 a month or something like that. It's great. It's awesome. Whole bunch of extra content. Why did I look at it again? Don't look over there. All right. I'm minimizing it. Seriously, Ashley, thank you for becoming a member. If you want more content, check out the membership, especially as we get into launch, because the members multi-view is available at all the different membership levels, no matter where you come in at. And the members multi-view is awesome. If you don't want to hear us talk, or you just want all the camera views, or both, that is a way you can get it whenever we have a major launch or test stream spooled up. We also have the members multi-view. So
And also the behind the scenes during the launch too.
Very good point, Sawyer.
That's
Thank you.
one of my
Always-
all-time favorites.
I do love that. Adrian, thank you for the super there. They say, what was the bacon like in the UK, Jack? Not burnt. Because I didn't make it.
But is it the streaky bacon? Is it the back bacon? The thick
Back
bacon? Whatever.
At least that's when I'm in England. That's what I get. Short back bacon if I can, because that's I think the traditional English bacon. I don't know. I'm not British, but I do love me some short back bacon. Anonymous grabbing an L2 subscription. Wow. From the store. Anonymous. That is legendary. I hope you had a L2 screen name already. If you don't, you're going to get an email from the Burgonator, and he'll get you set up. But do make an L2 profile or a NSF forum profile if you haven't already. That way, Burgonator can L2 it for you.
That's the free part. Because there is a free part of the forum. Just sign up for the free part first, then you'll have the username so you can get L2.
There you go. Yeah, L2's awesome. I could talk about that for hours, but you're going to have to wait for a shuttle Sunday for that probably. But L2 rules if you don't know about it. They're asking, when do you think we'll see the hot gas thrusters debut on Starship Block 3? Alex, go. Alex wasn't listening.
No idea.
That's the
my
Alexist answer. Sawyer, go.
What Alex said.
EJ, go.
There's got to be. They have to have something. They have to have something in the pipe here. I mean, just the timelines with the
Hopefully
Artemis
not
program.
sand.
Right.
Yeah, the timelines with the Artemis program. There's got to be something. I mean, the thing is like we've seen some renders of Starship HLS, and we know that the motors, they're like decelerated hot gas motors, are like up at the top. They're above the methane tank. Because Raptor's firing directly into the lunar dust. The lunar regolith is frowned upon. That's probably not a good idea. Starship will kick up a lot of dust on the moon, and it won't come back down either.
You don't really want to Kessler syndrome the moon as you're trying to homestead it.
You got to remember, like if Raptor's exit velocity, right, is higher than orbital velocity, you're sending some dust into space and it's not coming back down. So, we're looking at Artemis here. Like they have to do. There's got to be something. There's got to be something. But we've only seen like a couple of different low res renders. We don't even know what these things look like. I bet you if we saw it, we wouldn't even know it if we saw it. We got cameras at McGregor, we got cameras at Starbase. It's got to be around somewhere, but
Right.
SpaceX probably keeping it tight under wraps.
Yeah, that's why at the top of the show, I was like, it'd be really nice if they had some HLS
Yep.
kind of thrustery updates. I mean, Blue had them out. I would have not expected to get an update on HLS vehicle thrusters from Blue before SpaceX. Go ahead, Alex.
And to plug McGregor Live, we have seen every now and then, there's like some weird sounds of tests, of engine testing, right? Of stuff being tested around McGregor. And we're like, where is it? We don't see any flames on the big stands. Like, there are places where they have the big stands where they test Merlin, Raptor, and even the Super Dracos and all that. And so we have already all of these places localized, and then it's like we hear sounds that sound like rocket testing, right? It's like that we cannot see it. There's like maybe here, maybe there. Where's that? Like we have not even pinpointed where the heck they're
Right.
testing these engines, right?
Yeah,
But
we
they're
may
testing
see
them.
we may see a lot on our 24/7 McGregor Live cameras, but we don't see all. And there's clearly some testing of weird stuff going on. Don't
There's
look at
also
the
the
back
weird-
channel, Jack.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we can get another technical update from Elon where we actually get an update on where they are with HLS progress.
Yeah, right after Heck freezes over. Ninja Gaiden, thank
right
you
after
for
we
becoming a
find
red
out
team
that
member.
right after we
And-
find out about tiles getting hot. Yeah.
And Rosebud53, thank you so much with a $50 tip to tips.nasaspaceflight.com. The only reason we can have McGregor Live 24/7, the only reason we can have fun shows like the Flame Trench, the only reason we can have absolutely world-class launch live streams like we're going to have for Flight 11, because the team down here and everywhere around the world is firing on all cylinders, is because of support from viewers like you. So thank you, Rosebud, to the $50 tip at tips.nasaspaceflight.com. They say, I wonder why catches replaced surface landings on Starship and its boosters. Best parts, no part. We could probably spew like 10 different idioms from over the years, but hey, is it a catch or a landing?
Right, exactly. So here's the thing. For those who missed it, on the countdown to launch on Wednesday, which if you missed it, where were you?
I was muted. It's a landing. It's a landing.
You were
No,
muted, I
it's
heard you.
right. So we talk about the catch arms, the catch towers, the idea that I've been called out for saying that Falcon 9 was caught on the drone ship because it landed, which yes, that was a slip of words. But Alex is over here arguing that for some reason, it is not a catch. When we talk about catching the booster, they caught the booster, they catch the booster back, they're building catch towers. It's a landing, not a catch?
It is a landing. Look, it lands on it even has landing rails, okay? Like the chopsticks, they don't really, I don't know what, like my phone or something. They don't actually grab. It's sort of like they're, holding. It's like it's landing on.
Yeah, but when you're doing your, I don't even know where I put my phone. I put it away so it doesn't make noise when I'm on the air. But
Do you guys
anyway,
need a
right here,
heavy model? Or...
phone, right?
Yeah.
If you were to do this, you catch it, right? It's not landing in your arms. You catch it, even if it has to go on top of your hands a little bit. That's a catch.
No one ever says the runway catches the plane.
Here.
But what if it's an aircraft carrier? It kind of does.
Right, you have the tail hook
Yeah,
that has
sure.
to catch onto the tail hook, right?
So
Arrestor.
Or onto the
Arrestor
arrestor
hook.
cables with the tail hook, yeah.
we
But
do
that
have a
slows down
poll.
the.
We do have a
the
poll in
airplane.
chat. Are Falcon boosters caught by drone ships? So if you want to vote
That's
on
the
it,
wrong
in chat.
question, though.
Ship. No, it is totally it's totally the
No,
right
because the
question.
drone
wouldn't
ship
say
doesn't have
catch, you
like
would say
active
landing.
moving hard. I mean, I guess the drone ship has octograbber.
No, but that's after it lands. The question is, Jay,
EJ's just gone full fun time
the question
mode.
is when a Starship booster comes back in, is that a catch or a landing? Because you're saying that just because the
Gotcha.
pins land on the arms, that it's a landing. But were those arms closed at launch? No, they were open. What do they do right before it comes in? The arms have to close in. So again, like the whole dropping your phone analogy, if you do, even if you have your arms out here and it drops, if you catch it like that, it lands on something, it's still a catch because it's still falling and you still need to move your arms inward to collect it.
What?
I don't know. Honestly,
You know
sort
what I
of...
would count as a catch?
Go ahead.
You remember when SpaceX had those ferrying catching vessels?
Yeah.
Yes.
Those I will count literally as catches.
Okay.
Even though, and hear this, like even though the net themselves, they didn't even close around the fairings or anything, but they moved to the position and everything. Like there was active, you know what I mean? Like active substance there to make it happen. Whereas the fairing, it was just like, yeah, I'm here floating around on my paraglider, blah blah blah. You know, like.
So for it to be a catch and not a landing, the thing that the other thing is stopping on needs to actively assist in the stopping of the second thing. This is hard.
Which
So
it does.
if she
If
weighs
the arm
more-
Yeah, but the tower
If the
does, so it's a
booster-
catch. So
if
by
the-
that
right,
definition,
if-
the tower catch is a catch.
If the
Exactly.
thing just stops because of itself, because of its own power, like this, right, with its rocket engines, then that is a landing, because the thing is doing the thing on its own.
Right,
It's
but
not being.
But it's not.
right.
It's
What
just-
happens if you
no.
do it? What happens if you
It
do it over
is.
the Gulf? Oh wait, it splashes and crashes. Then it's not caught or landing.
I'm kind of with Sawyer.
That's a watering.
Right, exactly. If you were to just let it hover there, cool, but then what? It's going to drop, it's going to explode, and we're going to see
No,
that
but
on
like-
Flight 11 again, but...
Ryan,
But that will
in our-
happen too to Falcon 9 if it didn't have landing legs. This has landing legs. They are the stubby things on the top.
Those aren't
Does-
landing legs, those are catch
Those are
pins.
landing legs.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. Ryan in the back channel says the fairing literally landed on a net. That is not a catch. I disagree. The boat had to be in the exact right spot.
Yeah.
And the
And it
fairing
had active.
had to meet where the boat was. The boat had to meet where the fairing was. To that end, is a drone ship landing a catch? Because the drone ship has to do something. It has to be in the right spot and maintain that position.
But it only maintains position. It doesn't actively move, which is different. And
Right.
it doesn't help on actually arresting the motion of the booster, which is my point of this. Because
Which the catch arms
this
do.
lands the same way. Like if it had big static landing legs like it had originally meant to, it will still do the same regardless of tower or not tower. It will just land 100 meters lower, I guess. But that's it.
I think you're wrong, and I agree with Sawyer. And I tire of this subject, and we should move on.
Boo.
I'm interested in chat's response here, because it got really feisty at the end of Countdown to Launch on that one.
We do have a poll, a new poll in chat. Is a Starship return a catch or a landing? Option A, catch. Option B, landing. Vote with your clicks. EJ, your face looks pained. Do you want to weigh in or do you want to move on?
I don't understand what this conversation is. Falcon 9, you're talking about is a drone ship landing a catch? No, you said it. It's a landing. Falcon 9 doesn't need the drone ship to land. It can land on land. Operative
Okay.
term, land.
Okay, I'm on board.
You need You need Mechazilla to catch super heavy. So that's getting caught. You don't need the drone ship to land a Falcon 9 necessarily. This is pretty cut and dry.
Wait, I have a question though. If the booster didn't have the pins, then it wouldn't be able to
It
get
wouldn't be
caught by the
able-
tower. So, hang on, Alex. So, theoretically, the tower, I agree, the tower is catching the booster, but the booster is also landing on the tower while it catches it.
What?
All right, cool. Let's talk about Flight 11.
Help me, please, chat. Continue with your votes. Tell me. Say.
We need-
help
we need-
vindicate.
We need like an impartial judge to come in and like Scott Manley will come on stream and yell at all of us. Are you okay, EJ?
No, I'm just making sure I'm not calling the Bondulans. Stonking the Bondulans.
Don't do that. Okay, where have we? where even are we? Have we described where we are in the flow? We've got NOTAMs. We've got, what do we have, Alex? What do we need still?
Well, we need that thing to just get to the pad. Ship 38 just needs to get out, get full stack. Maybe we reveal the patch. Jeez. And
When do we
everything,
think rollout and stack will happen? We're pretty close to launch. Like, when's the drop dead they need to be out there and stacked by? Do we know
Well-
or have an idea?
Well, the sim links or dumb links or whatever, they are being loaded right now. So my guess is we'll probably see a rollout closure tomorrow morning. It has all the ship 38 decal and all that. It's got pretty much all of the stuff. So I don't expect any other work in it on that thing, other than just last minute checkouts, few good looks with the lifts and whatnot, and just roll it out there tomorrow morning. That's my bet. Maybe we'll get a full stack by the end of tomorrow. That's my how I see it.
That'd be nice. Sawyer, when do you think full stack?
I mean, my thought is lately they've really been kind of trying to do things as close to T0 as possible. So I think that they're going to try and go for it on Sunday at some point. I mean, if they're planning for Monday, do it all Sunday. That way we get, as close as possible, get the flow as quick as possible, even though I know this is the final version 2 for all of this, the final block 2 for it. It's still getting that routine of how fast can we do this, how quick can we get the flow, so once they do get into that routine again with block 3, they can really pick up that pace that they've been talking about and get to those numbers that we really want to see in terms of Starship flights.
Right. Starship doesn't need flight rate necessarily for Starlink. It needs flight rate for tanking. It needs flight rate for all of those tanking missions that it's going to need to do. And Starship needs to get there. And part of what SpaceX has been trying to demonstrate to NASA this entire time with the program is, look, we're doing it even faster this time. Look, our turnaround is even faster this time. And hey, was it for the static fire of Ship 38 a couple weeks back when they left it out in the rain a while? And I was like, hey, is it okay to leave your second stage for your orbital class rocket out in the rain for days? Because it seems like you might not want to do that. It does seem, Sawyer, like they are keeping it inside longer and longer, as long as they can, and rolling it out to the pad at the very last second. And dare I say, treating this second stage like a spacecraft more and more.
Funny
Would you agree?
enough.
Yep.
Alex, go ahead.
Funny enough, the whole deal with they had the ship 37, the ship for the previous flight. They had it out actually a lot later than this one. So for flight 10, they attempted, the first launch attempt was August 24th. That was a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
Hi, Sawyer.
Hi, Sawyer.
Hey, hello.
And now I'm suddenly somehow Sawyer, I guess. But yeah, so they had August 24th as the first launch attempt. They moved out the ship out of its work cell. I believe we were in fact on Friday during the flame trench, and then on Saturday they were trying to get it out. Like, they were even trying to put the ship 37 decal and everything, but it was raining, really, really raining. So they rolled out the ship the day before of the launch. If they roll it out tomorrow, it will still be 2 days before. So it will still be a little bit earlier, if you will, by 1 day. But yeah, they really are trying to hit the road and be like, let's try and do it as quickly as possible. Even though they needed to reconvert Pad 1 into a ship test stand, if you will, right?
Right.
Even though with that, this is if it launches on Monday, it will be the second fastest turnaround time, and the fastest overall for Block 2, version 2, whatever you want to call it. So yeah.
Interesting. Y'all, if you have any questions, keep them coming. We do have a bunch of Starship questions. Did we cover appropriately the state of play?
There are notices and things like that are coming out. I know people will probably want us to even hit about that for just a couple of minutes, but yeah, NOTAMs, TFRs, local notice to maintainers, all of the things are coming out. You can see there a map by Neat Pizza. They
Thanks,
he
Pizza.
created, and there's multiple different things across the globe because this thing is flying around the world, right? So you've got the ascent, the reentry portion, and part of this is also the reentry of the booster as well. Like it's all contained the same thing, and then you've got these areas in the Caribbean and the Atlantic just in case the ship fails during ascent, like flight 7 and 8. So there's a bunch of different notices and everything that need to happen. The whole reason for that is these areas are so big that they occupy different airspace locations and whatnot. So yeah, like this, I think is this red thing, this list is just list of NOTAMs, notice to air missions or airmen or whatever they want to call it now.
It's missions.
I don't care. I'm not American, so I can I can complain about it because this is the FAA. So yeah, like this is just NOTAMs, right? The aircraft stuff, basically. You can call it that. And then there's like the blue ones. It's just a much smaller list of those. But yeah, there's a bunch of airspace closures because it crosses multiple airspace areas.
Got it. Oh man. Well, we are getting so close. We're getting so close. The hype train is sailing. 3 sheets to the rail.
How does a
Yeah,
train
thank you, Jay.
sail?
Jay was on the ball for that one.
How does a train sail, by the way?
This one does. Okay, this one does, Sawyer. It's a starship. We're
big
using nautical terms. All right.
Just
All
like
engines
the ship
ahead,
lands,
flank.
catches.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Thank
you can
you,
put a
EJ.
big solar sail, right?
Well, I mean, solar
That would
sails
be
if we're
sick.
talking about
For
that, yeah.
kind
but-
style.
I'm still mad
Oh.
it's the
Yes,
Space
spoiler
Force
now.
and not the Space Marines, but I digress. Steve Kalovic, I'm not mad at you because you did a $20 super chat. They say Bideford is working, so she misses you guys. She's coming over for dinner, and she asked me to make bacon, but not burn it like. Oh my god!
Yes.
I was all ready to be like, oh, that's so sweet. You're gonna make. No, it's not sweet. Nothing about that is sweet. Hi,
Steve
Bideford.
and Bideford, yes.
Oh, got me good. Bell family, is that Tyler? What's up, dude? They say, what membership gets me permanent access to the back channel? You just need. Oh, it's easy. To devote your entire life to this.
Yeah, I think I've given my soul to every single rocket in existence except Ares 1X.
Telstar86, thank you for the support. They say it can be either as long as it's not a RUD. I think they're talking about catch versus. Oh, people are weighing in with their super chats. We got a bunch of these. They're weighing in with their dollars. It can be either a catch or a landing as long as it's not a rapid unscheduled disassembly. All right, Telstar. Parker with
I
a
don't need to do
$10
that.
tip says catch, verb, intercept and hold. Something which has been thrown, propelled, or dropped. Even if the arms didn't move, it's a catch. All right. All right. Well, and
But
they
it's
went.
not holding. So, like, then the ground is also holding a booster, Falcon 9 booster, when it lands because it lands on the landing legs and it's holding the booster.
That's gravity. That's not holding.
But then it's the same with the arms. That's gravity.
Wait.
It's not holding the booster. Like it's not. It's.
But
it's
what
not like
about when the
it's actively
stabilizers
grabbing
go
it.
in? But what about when the stabilizers go
That's
in?
just to adjust the position.
But that's holding.
no,
that's
it's
not
not
gravity.
It's not even
Holding.
holding.
Booster.
It's not even
Number
holding.
15.
If you have this
Dash 2.
and then you sort of adjust here and there, that's not really holding.
You're on.
That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of like nudging the booster when it's on the ground. And be like, see, I'm holding it, right?
Don't the stabilizer arms interface with like a socket on the vehicle?
There is, of course, because otherwise that's not.
That's
gonna
not
be
nudging
moving.
with a stick. You don't interface somebody's arm with a stick. The arm doesn't have a socket on it unless
Okay,
you
when
really jab them with the
plane-
stick.
When a plane
I'm
is
just-
being pushed back, is that being hold or held, whatever the word is? Because it's
Yeah.
being pushed back. There's an interface.
Yeah, I would say the tug
where
is
the
holding
thing
on to the
needs-
plane with the tow bar. Yeah, I would say
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
so
towed.
loving
that's
I would
a
say
EJ's
catch
face,
then.
by the
I would
way.
say it's being towed.
That's a
EJ,
catch then.
all right, let's
EJ's
move
face
on.
makes this priceless.
Yeah, let's move on. EJ might actually have a RUD himself. Shazbert Toddbot, thank you for the support. They say Jack has now thoroughly confused everybody in the catch versus landing debate. Suffice to say, I have no idea what's going on, even more than normal, which should say something. And speaking of having no idea what's going on, Elizabeth Hopner doing a $100 super chatty
Wow.
What?
with
Hey.
no text. So I have nothing to riff on. So I said $100 soupy chatty. So
no,
now
you
we
said
have something.
$100 super chat. What? How old are we? How is it that most of us are in our 30s on this stream right now, and we're
Don't
saying
remind me, dude.
Hundy Dolly?
Most of us,
Well-
I mean, just you three. I'm still in my
That's
20s.
that's what I mean. I was trying to
Don't
not
rope
call
me in with
yeah.
these jabronis, Alex.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Oh,
Hey, Elizabeth. As we are just 72 hours away from launch of Flight 11, every little bit of support absolutely makes the world of difference to us because we have a bunch of people down here on site. We have a bunch of equipment that has to get maintained and replaced when it breaks, and we have a bunch of infrastructure and people's time to account
And there
for.
was no message with
There's no message. There's no message. Elizabeth just being nice. So thank you, Elizabeth. Like honestly, we
Yeah.
can't do this without everybody's support. And we always say it doesn't have to be monetary. You just hit the like button. You can tell your friends about us. That matters so much too, because it helps the algorithm know that we're not trash. But Elizabeth really letting people know that we're not trash. That is just outstanding. Thank you. We're going to keep doing what we do and bring you guys the best coverage of launch that we possibly can now and always, as long as you keep coming out. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. Absolute legend. And that's not the first time we've seen your name pop up with large amounts of support. So don't think we don't see you. We do. Thank you. Whew. So we got like 15 minutes left in the show. Starship, am I right? It's going to launch. We're all stoked for 11. How do we think 11's going to go, EJ? Well, there's no hitch on it. Why would they put a trailer hitch on a Starship? Oh my God! Is
hang
a
on,
pin a
EJ.
hitch?
EJ, no one can hear you arguing, by the way, right now. Check your
You're
mute.
muted. You're muted. Oh
It's a
no.
good
Sorry.
thing. Chat,
It
you
was
didn't want to hear
beautiful.
that. It's fine.
It was
I-
beautiful.
Sorry, I didn't have much to say for the catching versus landing argument.
You did.
I
though.
noticed
So
that.
I just kind of shut the mic off for a little while.
Wow. Wow.
It was so good though. What did you even say? I don't even remember.
I said it'll go off without a hitch, man.
And I said, "There's no hitches on it. Why would they put a trailer hitch on a Starship?"
And then I said, what's a catch pin but an upside down trailer hitch?
And then I groaned, and we realized you were muted. And now we're.
And then I said, EJ, check your mic. You're muted.
And I said,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Thank you
my
for making me
God."
relive this moment.
And then I said,
Really,
"Oh,
really.
you were muted. It was perfect." And then Kevin in the back channel said, "EJ muted. Ugh."
Even
and then
though
I
Jay
said,
already
"EJ,
said
what
muted,
did you just
EJ
say?"
muted. Yeah.
All right, I'll stop.
This is fun. I'm enjoying this right now.
You want to argue about catch or landing more? Or that you seem to like that too.
No.
Alex,
I'm
how do you
good.
think Flight 11's gonna go?
We didn't even get an answer from EJ, did we?
Yeah, we did. He said he thought it was gonna go
Oh.
off without a hedge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna go well. It's gonna do the thing. There.
Why? I could have let EJ continue to talk. Sawyer, how do you
wanted
think Flight
an Alex
11's gonna
answer.
go?
There you go.
That is the shortest Alex answer in the existence of Alex answers. Yeah. I mean, they worked out most of the kinks at this point. It'll be interesting to see how it works in terms of the booster with the 9, then 5, or with the 13, then 5, then 3. That's what I'm really interested to see is how the booster handles that.
Right,
and
the
then of
modified
course,
landing burn sequence.
I'm very interested in the modified landing burn sequence. I think that's where something could potentially go wrong. And the other one being, I'm really intrigued with the different profile that they're going to talk about with basically the whole landing thing of, are we going to get S-turns like the shuttle? Are we going to, see them do different things with the flaps before the flip and burn? Those are the two spots where I think things will run into a hitch if it's going to run into a hitch. But I think the main portions of flight will be fine, but those two I think are going to be dicey.
Interesting. Speaking of those landing maneuvers that may or may not end up being S-turns on the ship, Alex, during the NSF meetup, during the NSF meetup, Sam, absolute legend from commentary on Flight 10,
Yep.
Yes.
was there at the meetup and asked you two very good questions. And one of them was regarding that ship landing thing. What do you think we're going to see when ship definitely makes it through re-entry, SpaceX? When ship definitely makes it through re-entry, SpaceX? What do you think we're going to see in terms of those maneuvers?
I've put a lot of thought onto this, and my guess is that, so first of all, I still think it's gonna be on the belly flop maneuver, when it's sort of in skydiving sort of thing, right? Horizontal. I actually got my phone as a prop here.
Good
so
job. Second time,
there's-
by the way.
But not
There's-
using the TPS case available at shop.nasaspaceflight.com.
Oh my God! Always
I
be
use it
plugging.
caseless, but yeah.
Caseless gang.
If I did cases, I will definitely get one of those. But yeah, so you've got pitch, roll, and yaw and everything, right? All of the things. Bank by dynamic banking, it sort of tells me that they're gonna be doing
Roll.
a bank. Yeah, because bank is roll and pitch at the same time, and so you're gonna be doing this with the ship and sort of reorienting it in such a way that instead, because it's coming when it's being caught, if you will, Sawyer, right? You want that? You want me to use that?
I do. It goes in the catch
So-
hole.
when it's being caught, the tower is facing south, right? But the ship it's coming from the west, so you sort of need to rotate 90 degrees at the very least, right? So that it's not facing west. It's coming from the west. It's facing east. So it will need to rotate 90 degrees, and then do the belly flop. You know, the whole flip and landing burn, right? My thinking is that it's probably related to that, and the dynamic, like the advanced guidance mechanisms or whatever they called it. It was this whole bunch of
So is it
fancy
like-
words.
Forgive me for not having a nice visual aid here. In fact, there is like a Starship full stack plushie right over there, but I'm not going to go run and grab it. So we're coming into the atmosphere, right? We're belly flopping, and there's a point, I guess, at which EJ, amazing. We're
Oh,
belly
there we go.
flopping.
Yeah.
We're belly flopping into the atmosphere. The atmosphere is tenuous still. Precisely, yes. We get to a point where our horizontal velocity is nulled, and we are now basically going straight down with the ship. And the ship is belly flopping straight down. At this point, it is over the Gulf and has to rotate 180 degrees and
Over the
come back to
Gulf?
the. Is that what you're saying?
Indian
Illustrate what you're
Ocean,
saying.
right?
Explain what you're
No.
saying so EJ can do it with the ship, because I'm
Yeah.
getting it wrong in my head.
I think it will be just roughly over the launch site, but still like 20 kilometers up, right?
Belly flopping.
But it's nose cone. It will be facing east, and guess what? The chopsticks on the second tower are facing south. So you need to rotate the ship.
Bank it.
Let's see.
Bank and roll.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Okay.
No, it will need to face you.
Yaw.
Like the nose cone will need to face you, EJ. You need to rotate it. No. Oh. This is the
we're
this
doing
is
great.
the nose cone. Okay.
Yes.
This is east. This is the direction.
Yes.
Okay. It needs, so this is east to west, and then you've got north, south, right? The tower is facing that way. When it
Okay.
lands, when it needs to do the flip and burn and be caught and everything,
It's
it
90
needs
degrees
to be in
offset.
this way. So instead of this, how do you put it like this? You roll and pitch and do the banking, and then boop, and you're like this. And now you can do the flip and land on the chopsticks because you are oriented with the thing. It's like, I don't know, like when the plane needs to align itself with the runway, right? Like it
Right.
just does this
Like a
whole
turn
thing.
to final.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank
Are you
you.
talking about cross range?
Are they thank you. Are they setting it up this sort of trajectory so that they're over the Gulf and then use the cross range to get back to the tower?
No, it's the orientation.
It's not the distance; it's what direction it comes in.
Exactly.
At.
It's the
Got it.
exactly the direction. I mean,
Right,
it'll
if you were to
probably
come
get
in-
some cross range. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were to come in the way that Alex is talking about, you're going to come in sideways. Somehow you need to rotate it basically 90 degrees so that when it comes in, it actually comes in
Sawyer.
into the correct orientation as opposed to sideways and not.
Because
the
you're
other way.
here. Because you're here. I just got the ideal way of putting it for this. The shuttle hack. The heading alignment.
The heading alignment
or whatever.
circle.
Or circle or whatever.
Or cone, or it
yeah.
depends on the
so
term. But
like
yeah.
it came in from the west, and the runway at the Kennedy Space Center is sort of like north-south, more or less. Not technically exactly, but it's more or less north-south. So what does it do? It does this whole thing around Florida, around the Cape, and then
Oh
it
my
lands.
God.
Like, that was the whole thing.
Yep, either
Can you
90 degrees or
imagine?
270-degree turn to line up with the runway from where it was coming in.
Can you guys imagine a Starship alignment hack maneuver that we get to see with our own two eyes and point cameras at?
Maybe
That's
don't
going
use
to
that
be-
acronym,
So
but
That's
that's
gonna
what I
make-
think they might be doing with this dynamic banking thing, trying to.
That's going to make a
align
booster
themselves.
catch look like baby time frolics. I'm excited. That's exciting.
also don't use SAC
It's gonna be
as the
super cool,
acronym.
that's
Just
for
saying,
sure.
maybe SHAC, the Starship heading alignment circle
Fellas,
or cone.
I don't think Starship is gonna like fly around and turn and do a heading alignment. I think once Starship goes into its belly flop, you can modulate your flaps. If you lower the back right and the left front, you're going to have yaw capability. If you
But they will
modulate
say
one,
dynamic
one-
yawing and not dynamic banking.
sure,
Maybe.
but
Do
the
you
thing's
think
going
they
to be
would do
going
that?
down like this.
Right.
And if you lower one flap and raise another, like so, like this one back here, this one stays open, that one down here stays open, and these two fold up. Right? You have your yaw right there. So heading alignment will most likely be done during the belly flop when it's going straight down, which is most likely what SpaceX was testing when we watched like SN15 and SN10 come down and land. That's what they did. They kind of turned a little bit to the side and kind of came over it and landed.
So I guess dynamic banking would be different than dynamic braking, which is kind of what I was thinking when I was thinking S turns in like the upper atmosphere. Dynamic banking might end up being more just like using yaw and roll and pitch and flap adjustments during belly to orient the vehicle right with the it's going to be so cool when we get to ship
Yeah.
catch. Like
I could see them testing that kind of maneuver of how much can they yaw it, how much can they roll it in particular if they need to do the alignment on this test. I think that could be along the lines of what they're talking about. I agree with Alex on that, and hopefully we get to see that from the buoy cam
For once.
as it does this cool, totally different. A different side is facing the buoy cam than
Right.
what we are expecting.
Right. That would be really neat. All right. Well, y'all, we're getting really close to Flight 11. The field team is firing on all cylinders. We've got Dan here. We got
days.
Gage here. We got Caesar here. We've got Max here. We've got me here. We've got Roger here. And more people are arriving by the minute. So we're going to be firing on all cylinders down here. What?
Wish it could be down there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, same.
You're both keeping your powder dry for the first flight of version 3. Just look at it that way. I mean, this is going to be a great launch. Don't get me wrong. But like, dude, Pad 2, version 3, it's on, and that's only not that far away. I didn't say that eloquently, but we're getting close to the end of the show. I want to make sure people get thanked. Bideford, thank you for the $50 super. They say, finally done with my clients. I guess I have to rewind 2 hours. Thank you for EJ muting himself. Whoa. Great Alex on tonight, too. Excitement for Flight 11. Hugs all. Thank you, Bideford. As always, that's a huge amount of support. I'm only going fast because we are almost out of time on the show here. Crafty Geek, RE, $100 Soupy Chatty, and Sawyer's response. What's the point of being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes? Tom Baker, aka the Fourth Doctor. You know, words to live by, if you can't
Also,
tell.
love Fourth Doctor, just saying. Great reference.
I don't even watch Doctor Who, but those are absolutely words to live by. In my opinion, Oliver, thank you for the support. That it says, it bothers me you guys only have 1.4 million subs. I recommend you to everyone I know, but there aren't as many nerds out there like us. Don't worry. Don't fret. I think 1.4 million is amazing. It makes me so happy there's 1.4 million people out there that decided to click that button and get excited about the future of spaceflight with us. And you know what? Once moon stuff starts happening in earnest, oh, buddy, you better strap your rocket belt on hard because we are flying straight up into the stratosphere. Lego 987. That's right, I said rocket belt. It's a belt, not a pack. Look it up. For the purposes of obscurity, thanks for laughs. You got it, Lego. Thanks for the support. And Luke, thank you for the support. They say, NSF, if it were bacon, the bacon would ignite in the flare. Oh, God. Yeah, it would ignite in the flare because I burned it so bad.
Right,
EJ,
it would burn
thanks
in the flare stack.
EJ, thanks for being on, man.
I unmuted the mic. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. I know being on here is a privilege. I try to bring my A game, and I have a lot of fun. It's a good time. except for the catching landing thing. I can't. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I have breaking news. The catch
that's where I
landing
draw the
thing
line.
is going to be a recurring segment every week on the Flame Trench. All right, thank you so much, EJ. Alex, thanks for being on.
Okay,
Cool. Alex
yeah, I
says
guess.
Alex says he loves being on. Thanks, Alex. And Sawyer, thank you for being on.
We still
It's
have
great to
time.
be. It's great to be on. I'm glad they let me out of the insane asylum. I mean, hospital. That's totally where it was.
Seriously, dude, we're glad you're
Yeah,
back.
no, that's why I wish I could be with you at the flight, but I'm glad I'll be with everyone through all of the hype leading up to the flight. Thanks for having me on. It's always an honor to be on the Flame Trench.
Absolutely.
Love you
Also,
all.
thank you to Jay for producing the stream. And
I
I'm
can
Jack
do it on
Beyer.
time.
But also, the only reason we can do this, once again, is because of support from viewers like you, especially our members and especially our launch directors and our flight engineers. Y'all, the amount of names on these two lists is absolutely kabonk bonk bananas, cuckoo bananas. But we cannot do
Oh
what
my
we
God.
do without
I
you
hate it.
all. So thank you. We're going to see you soon for some Flight 11 coverage. But until then, let's go watch Twists.
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
RS-68 chamber pressure looks good.
Rolling up. Roger, Atlantis.
Water towers, fly! Yes!
Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside FD off. Say again, FD off. It's orange.
145! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage.
Look at this!
Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
The methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. We don't need any more of these.